everyone, my name is Mitz, here back at Fake Wright Conflict of Interest. So, after all this time of searching for 3 whole days straight, it seems we're actually getting down to what actually could have happened. Who the real culprit is. Coroner guy in white coat who is rude. Yeah, it's definitely him. But everything does make sense to him, but it's always just the matter of fact of actually how to prove it. We have nothing pointing to him. And if, well, since he has, the culprit doesn't have fingerprints, we could see if he doesn't have fingerprints too. That doesn't prove he was there, but it definitely proves his correlation. Correlation does equal causality. But I think the best thing we can do is just trick him into literally just, I guess, revealing information he should not know. We haven't used this yet, a blackmail letter, and if all this is, if all this, stems from literally just, him, faking his own death, as the victim of M6 all those years ago, then of course he would want to make sure all of the loose ends from that incident were tied up. And that's the thing we have to break through. So tell me, Mr. Doctor Sor, what do you have to say for yourself? Doctor, are you aware of why you've been brought here? My, I must say I haven't the faintest, sir. Was there an error with my reports? I was gonna say, since you touch your glasses really often, it must be terrible to clean them because you leave your fingerprints on it, but if you truly are this person of Luciano, then yeah, you live in the high life, sir. I have to wash my glasses almost every other day. What am I talking about? No, I'm too lazy to do that. Filth. Let the fingerprints and filth pile up until you can't see anymore, and the sun will start magnifying glass to your eyeballs. Not quite. Mr. Wright, I will leave the witness to you. Okay, witness how we'll tackle this witness then, Your Honor, sir, and you person across the courtroom from me. Doctor, we believe that Carlo Luciano may be responsible for these killings. Do you have any idea how that might be possible? My, what a strange thought. Don't you think that's a bit outlandish? Well, I mean, we're technically still on land. We're inland. We're not outland. We're not at sea. A cadaver could hardly have murdered anyone. Look, this is the 21st or 22nd century. A lot of things change, Technology changes. You never know. Exactly. Luciano is not dead. He's been revived. I mean, you're a doctor. You should know all this stuff. You should have seen Frankenstein, the most pinnacle of documentary and sci-fi research. Aha! So that's why you brought me forth, is it? You think I made some mistake with your corpse, and so you wish for me to confirm? In a manner of speaking. Phoenix, just lie your ass off. Well, surely there couldn't be more. Unless... you think I am the killer. But let us realize, sir, that this would be even more baseless than before. An absolute baseless claim would never come from you, I'm sure. That's the other thing. Unless, we literally have you admit to it itself, we don't have anything from, MM6 actually, we can compare, DNA or blood-wise to prove it. Because the blood that we found from the vomit from, before, that was from the replaced victim, so we can't really analyze that. Oh, and if, your fingerprints are gone, then, just you manipulating the scene, swapping out victims and stuff like that, or I guess it could be literally Tokamare did that, but if you mess the scene anyway, your fingerprints wouldn't be on anything. So, not quite as baseless as you might think. Fear is not always the best way to keep others from telling a secret. You've been exposed. There's nowhere to run. Was the suspect? Are you admitting it? I admit to nothing. Ah, so was, I see. No, I'm admitting nothing, for that would be ridiculous. Oh yeah, we were literally going along with them, we haven't proved completely that I'm, Yossarian, isn't it? So we're just going by his word, and yeah. It just seems to be a bit silly to believe anything coming from his mouth. Well, I mean... I believe coming from his mouth because I actually see it moving. Yours is just a little shadow thing in your beard, okay? To remove it. Do you believe that he would support any lie if proved innocent? You could say it to anyone, including me. Unless, perhaps, you have some actual proof indicating I have some secret identity. Well, I mean... do you have a nightlife? Ah, no, I thought not. Well, if I must, I will do my best to clear this filthy accusation up. Thank you for your cooperation, Sir Meister. Carlo Luciano. What's this? You think Carlo Luciano is still alive? Oh, preposterous. Well, that's simply unthinkable. I wrote the autopsy myself, months after the fact. Yes, I delayed in performing it, but the specimen remained in police custody the whole while. To say that I might be Luciano? Simply mind-boggling. Preposterous. Obviously, you came back to life, killed the coroner there, and swapped bodies and pretend to have his life. Man, his family must have been pretty weirded out that his personality changed. Yes, Luciano is dead. Quite dead. And still is too, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't actually say anything to prove your point. I don't have to, sir. It is you who the burden of proof lies. Yeah, okay. Am I not right, Mr. Prosecutor? It would be the accuser's responsibility. Yeah, but at the same time, doesn't, like, the second, the proof gets disproven, then, like, it's, the accusation still holds up on at least the prosecution side, so, take your pick. You've given your denial, and from the lack of direct evidence, we can't push you. You didn't give me anything to argue against. The testimony is too vague. Wow, the witness is being vague. He's not. Wait, no. The witness didn't give me anything to argue against. Oh my god, that's the worst way to complain about anything, Phoenix. Jesus. All he had to do was deny the accusation. That's what we have. The idea of him being Luciano was suspect to begin with. And not a hint of proof beyond the word of a madman on his last lifeline. I'm not in the hospital, sir. I'm not hooked up to an EGG. I said my part, and I leave the rest up to you. Do you really think that he's an assassin? I'm not sure. How can I even say? Well, look, here's the thing. He is a coroner, which, thinking about it like his first name, Morton, goes with mortuary. It tracks. What is the pun for his last name? But still, he knows how to handle dead bodies. He knows how to cut them open, knows how, like, certain wounds work. He knows his stuff. That means he knows how to kill people very, very quickly. That means the police are full of serial killers. Don't give up. You might not have anything to go off of, but I'd still be able to help. Let me take the reins for a while again and see if he slips up anywhere. Oh, we're using your bracelet? Well, I was gonna say your bracelet you stole! Apollo, why aren't you here? Not much choice right now. You did good before. Show me what you've got. Show me what you got. Won't let you down. Yeah. What's this? You think Carlo Luciano is still alive? Oh, we're doing the whole bracelet thing for every single one. Okay. So, like, since your finger is on the glasses, I think, like, last time we perceived you, your fingers are moving. I can't remember if it was the top or the bottom finger, though. So then we should just examine each little thingamabob and waste so much time. But I do the whole time with my words, so it's standard and par for the course. So let's see. Okay, so I'm thinking it was the bottom finger, but I'm using both here. What's this? You think Carlo Luciano? Very slowly. Luciano's still alive. Yeah. Can't seem to find it. I should keep looking. There has to be some kind of nervous technique to look for. Yeah. Wonder what, like, I was just planning to do all the bracelet for each statement, but I'm pretty sure it's going to waste even more time than I should be. Oh god. You think Luciano is still alive? Well, that's simply unthinkable. I wrote the autopsy myself. What would be something that we can reasonably think is a lie? I was late in performing. The specimen remained in police custody the whole while. Oh, that sounds actually really suspicious. The body stayed in custody the whole time? What if it wasn't? Contrarian speaks. I'm gonna assume it's underneath. The body was inside the police custody all the while is the part we need to focus on. Let's highlight both fingers. But the body... But the specimen... I don't care, but the specimen body remained in police custody all the while. Actually, maybe an eyebrow move or something? That could work. I don't see it. So maybe it was in the police custody all the while. Well, it makes sense because Lilium, if he swapped like his identity with some random person, it would make sense, but the body was there the whole time. Was delayed performing it, but the specimen remained in police custody the whole while. And to say that it might be Luciano is simply mind-boggling, preposterous. Oh, maybe you can like catch a nervous tick on there because we're catching on to things if we use him. I wish there was a way to speed things up a bit, tiny bit. Okay, looking around. Would be another place to look for, like... Well, oh. Oh, so both finger and eyes? And wait. Why is your left eye closed? Yeah. Doctor! You're missing an eye! You're a Cyclops! You only have one eye! Pardon me, but how rude. Rude? We're looking for a one-eyed man. Those big old goggles in your head are usually too foggy to see through. At just the right angle. That's why you fiddle with them when you get nervous. You want to hide it. You're the man we're looking for. Wait, Cyclops? Am I missing something? It's been like a few days for me like, going back to this because of school and all that. Where did we come to the conclusion of like we're looking for a one-eyed guy again? When did we come to the conclusion? Like, did Yossarian or someone mention that Carluciano had one eye? I guess I could see in this very blurred picture, and well, the beard is masking it, or it could be the similar head shape. Wait, maybe that hair was a wig and you just moved it to be your beard. I've seen a culprit do that. That was a great case. Blackmailing auctions. Is it true? The witness only has one eye? I saw it! Behind his glasses! They're foggier than Gourd Lake, but I could see it. Okay, that's a nice line. One of them's been scratched out. Scratched? The one-eyed man? Luciano! He only had one eye. Wait, what? Where does detail come from? Was that... was that mentioned in the diary notes? I might be just forgetting it. I'm gonna go with that, but it feels like that'd be something I remember. That feels like something I would so remember. Because that sounds like a very interesting detail. Look, Cyclops and monsters that, like, it interests me, okay? Tokamare forced a second bottle. There's nothing about it. Okay, either must be the most subtlest line ever, or, like, literally, there's literally just, like, some evidence that I guess indirectly proves it, but, like, why are you all saying, like, this is all proof of it? I can understand, Body, how you know about this since you were M6 and, like, the whole body thing and all that, but, like, Phoenix, Trucy, how the heckity whack would you know this? How would you know this? That was the one thing people always remembered about him. Yeah, but okay. Jehoshaphat, what a far-fetched idea. Well, this is no good. How simply dreadful. Okay, why are you standing up like this? Seems as though you think you can pin me as Luciano with both my eye. I must say, sir, that's frankly horrifying how off the mark you are. Why don't you just change your whole demeanor? We have nothing against you besides this. Why are you making yourself more suspicious, you? Oh no, that simply will not do. You're not Morton Dreesen. You're Dreesen Morton. You're Carluciano, the assassin who was supposedly killed during MN6. He's the only other person remotely connected with the case who would only have one eye. Rude. It's not like I can't harass others for their deformities. Yeah, that's pretty bad of you, Phoenix. I'll tell you that the condition of my face is only passingly related to Luciano's. Oh, I see. So the real Carluciano's body, when you were taking his autopsy a month later, came back to life and scratched your eye out before you had to kill him. Oh my god, you really did kill Luciano. Oh my god, it all makes sense now. That's why this whole thing was covered up. This is a gift to me from Mr. Medeiros himself. When I wrote the report for Luciano's body, he gave it to me. Months after I was already done? What? I'm reminded that I should keep my mouth shut. For why? He took the eye to show that he would always be watching me. Oh, okay, I'm always watching you, so I'm gonna take your half of your eyes, and I'll be watching you, but you'll only be half watching me. Oh, wow, nice. You're Luciano, and you killed our 3 victims. Oh, come now, I don't see why I would have any reason to do that. Before we even get to there, let's ask the question everybody's really thinking. Your mind reader? Since you insist, how did Luciano survive? How? Getting right into the meat of it, he just did. Yes, how? A witness saw his dead body. The prosecutor saw it. What? Hey, don't suggest an antidote. Not drop a counteracting the agent was found in his bloodstream. Didn't we literally just, like, found, like, someone could have, like, swapped the body out or something like that? Or at least that was a... I think that was actually, like, a thing I came up with. Was President? Yeah. Yeah, it would be just a body swap. Yeah, those classic cartoon tropes. Not suggesting an antidote counteracting the agent was not found in his bloodstream. You didn't need an antidote. I don't think you took the poison at all. Well, you'll find you've hit a wall, sadly. Well, guess what? I got a sledgehammer, because I'm subtle as one. I love that line. That's the one line I love from Dual Destinies. Subtle as a sledgehammer. That's a great line. It's one of the best things I remember fondly of the game, though. The one of the only things. Because poison is one thing his body was chock full of. Isn't that everyone's blood? I mean, if you drink that blood to someone else and you're not a vampire, it's technically poisonous, almost, because, you know, the bacteria and all that, okay? Yeah. You, Prosecutor Williamson, you recall well, yes? Tell me, am I lying? Well, I mean, you could just be, you know, omitting the truth, so it's technically a live admission, so... No, the victim ingested enough poison to kill him twice over. Nobody ever claimed to see the poison being placed in his meal, though. Both Kusari and Madeira's accused the other of having put it in while he couldn't see. All we know is that a body was found, and the testimonies were inconsistent. I fail to see your point, sir. If they found a body, then there was a victim. Doesn't indicate Luciano never died. I think when you consider NN6, you'll find a lot pointing towards it. For instance, there was some more confusion around the state of the supposed corpse. Were you aware that not everyone saw blood around him? Mr. Kusari, he was telling the truth. Mr. Kusari didn't see blood because Luciano didn't vomit it up. He never ingested the poison. That wasn't Luciano's body they found. It looked like him, but it wasn't him. I wonder who technically that body was. Like, I'm actually kind of curious about that. I know it's not really important. They're probably not going to mention it. Like, who it was, but honestly, like, it sounds intriguing. Like, was it just a target of the Rivales family? And, like, they just swap it out to, like, do that? Did they just, like, find someone else part of the Rivales team and, like, also their eye scratched out to, like, make it look like it? Or they just had, like, they looked around on the interweb just to find someone who looked exactly like them and scratched their eye out or something like that? Oh, boy. He faked his death to get Kusari's attention. And then later, he went into hiding and they swapped his body out for a lookalike. It's true, it all makes sense. I was a fool. The answer's been staring me in the face all the while. I don't think it'll be that simple and easy to figure out that a body was swapped, so I mean, don't beat yourself up about that. That's probably the only one time that would give you reassurance. Have you lost your marbles, Mr. Prosecutor? Well, I mean, we're not playing jacks. I'm making a lot of just quips, okay? He's yet to provide an iota of proof of this fairy tale. Iota? Oh wow, thank you for giving me the scientific talk. You're stretching that medical profession and assassination tips. You're the man I should have been after. How are we supposed to figure out it was him though, like all those years ago, really though? Madeira's was never the one. It was you all along. It's one thing to claim Luciano lived. Something entirely more to say that I am he. But we haven't even reached there yet. Okay, I'm still just wondering why you're suddenly just putting on this evil guy act. I can imagine if like after the second testimony we pinpoints thing out, but we literally just pointed out that you have one eye and now you're just acting very suspicious. Why? Why you do this? Why you do this, me sir? Madeira's is quite guilty in many ways, you'll find. We need a better way to corner him right. How would such an act be possible? Luciano wouldn't need to fool everybody. It wouldn't be hard at all. Especially not with help from his accomplice. Yeah, he goes. Okay, where are you? Hi there, FBI. Both Togamera and Mandira's were there to help him. Mandira's lied about the murder, and Togamera swapped the bodies. We got a confession from Togamera that he convinced Mr. Kusari to hold the forged bottle. And Mr. Mandira's admitted that he didn't kill Luciano. We know they were both in on the plan to keep him alive. A spectacular hypothesis, if I might say so. Thank you, I worked hard on it. But it seems to me that it simply does not make sense. It doesn't? Now, don't get me wrong. Taken on its own, it seems that it might work. Perhaps it's indeed possible Luciano managed to survive, and I observed a fake. But where does that leave us? In a place. M6 was trial for a murder 5 years ago. Mandira's already cleared for it. You have now 3 new cases for which he's under suspicion. Now Luciano. Why must he have anything to do with them, pray, He need to cover up that he was still alive. Yes, that must be the case. Not so, I'm afraid. You see, I think it's quite clear the facts point to Mandira's. Now there isn't that he is innocent. The evidence being strongly against him. It would have to be a setup. Oh. Ah, yes, you see it now. Herein lies the fall of your logic, my dear attorney. It looks as though our game is afoot, Mr. Wright. Don't you dare say that line. Only better detectives can say that line. Suspicious testimony time. Counterproductive actions. That's a mouthful. Hypothetically speaking, say I am Luciano. Even then, why assume he'd be the killer? Mandira spared his life once, you say? In that case, they must be in cahoots. But if Luciano killed the recent subjects, he must be setting Mandira's up, no? Setting the most recent subject up. There'd be no reason to betray him. No reason at all. So why believe it? No, it was Mandira himself. Everything points to him. Suppose given what we know, that wouldn't make much sense, would it? Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Yes, indeed. I expected that he'd be forever indebted to a man who saved him from Morelli's wrath. But of course, the entire story must depend on Luciano being alive in the first place. Thus, you see, the defense's position creates even more problems than before. Who but Luciano would need to cover up the truth behind M6? Who but you, Dreesen? I want to know what that pun name is. That's the one thing I want to know so badly. Mortuary, Morton, what's Dreesen? Dry send, send off to afterlife. I don't know. You're the one making a final accusation here, not me. Does the court not have protections for witnesses against such a treatment? The defense must admit that it sounds crazy. Can you prove that Luciano survived and is framed the defendant? Without a doubt, Your Honor. Maybe it's a small one. Ah, but if you can't, then this is all for naught. If you don't have the proper evidence, I recommend we drop the whole ordeal. Perhaps, in any case, I believe we should make certain we're on the right track. Let's not allow the trial to get off course at this point. Understood, Your Honor. Oh god, okay, that better be for objecting and presenting evidence or not, I swear to god. I can't let him win. If I screw this up, he'll get away for good. And who knows what will happen to the rest of us then. Okay, what can you catch him on to, like, prove, like, I guess, like, the first thing that comes to mind is the, like, I guess the letter that's found in the safe in, Yossarian's house. It's weird to think about that. Hypothetically speaking, why say I am Luciano, even then why assume he'd be the killer? So going down and just see what we can piece together. Luciano would want to silence Jimmy and Miss Porter to keep the truth hidden. Perhaps he has the motive to kill, but there's nothing placing him at the crime. Even say he did kill them, they still can't explain the rest. The rest? Yes, Your Honor, if he killed the 3, none of his other actions make any sense. He certainly went out of his way to make sure another person got caught. Mandira's. Ah, you're a quick one. Let's get on with that then, shall we? Simply bluffing as far as motives go. Mandira spared his life once, you say. In that case, they must be in cahoots. You're not wrong there if Mandira's, like, you know, did not poison at all. He definitely helped with you. And he definitely named you here. That was 5 years ago. We don't know what's gone on with them since then. Oh? Does gratitude for saving one's life carry an expiry date? I was not aware. Yes it does, in case some, grudge, revenge, or betrayal. It's that. It's one of those three, okay? Expiry dates. And old age, if you can't remember that. Okay. I won't let you back down or now. No, sir, not while you're coming for me. If Luciano survived, you have no idea what he's been up to the whole while. And that would mean you're not in a position to theorize his attitude to Mendires. Mendires helped protect Luciano from his uncle. He'd be in his debt. And so no person would act yes. And yet if he's the killer, it appears he holds some grudge. Why do you say that? His behavior indicates it. Take a closer look at all that's occurred, will you? If Luciano killed the recent subjects, he must be setting Mendires up. No. Well, maybe I guess, but it is you as well, thinking about it. Like, all the specimen talk, like, you don't see, like, any of those other people as human, I guess. Well, all these people who died. Especially if they're, like, trying to go after you. Or, like, trying to... Yeah. It's actually kind of a cool detail, though. Luciano killed the most recent subjects. He must be setting Mendires up. No? That's the idea, but that's not a fact for right now. It's more like a belief that needs to be proven. Most peculiar. Why in the world would he do that? I don't suppose he could prove such a thing transpired. I know somebody acted to stop Mendires from speaking to Jimmy. That was you. Ah, well, I'm afraid I'll have to deny it. Mendires would never do that, would he? Betray man he once saved. Surely a mafia crime lord would never stoop so low. The mere thought of such a barbarous act makes your blood boil, does it not? They both betrayed each other? But who did it first? There's so many stories woven together, I can't even seem to sort it out. What's happened since Mendires took power? That seems to be what brought Luciano back into action. What's happened since Mendires took power? Pearl coming back? Well, the whole catalyst of, like he's coming up is literally just, yeah. The last case, Turnabout. Pearl coming back. You see her, she's alive. You want her back, but she cannot return. Stop trying to find her. Cooperate and nothing will go wrong. Don't. Well, then I couldn't promise Miss Pearl's safety. You are the master. And what was it? What was the big reason again why Maya was attacked too? Oh yeah, okay, so the interview would have, like, exposed the letters and threats. And that's the reason why she was, I guess, being, like, targeted for assassination then. And then just goes back to, like, making sure Pearl does not interact with, like, come back into the public eye. Because Pearl was inadvertently, like, whether, like, you know, she had a part to play in it, even, like, she did not see it happen, she was there. And, like, her involvement, like, played a big part in MN6. And if she came back and, like, help identify the body, actually, yeah. They can, like, make sure Wayne Parker gets, like, receives sound treatment because well, this is his personality, so he's not gonna speak up about that too much. What's happened since Mendires took power? That seems to be what brought Luciano back into action. 2 betrayals. Maybe that's how I need to think of this. 2 betrayals. What way did Mendires betray then? How did Mendires betray Luciano then? Do you even have anything like that? Small values of evidence. Ms. Mendires had a photo from Jimmy. What is something that black, like, betrayal? I guess the only thing I could think of was, like, this letter address from FM, Francisco Mendires. You've been in contact with Jameson, haven't you? Don't bother, he can't help you. I know what you did. Nobody can help you. Nobody will. FM. All connects to that. Let's see. Anything else for blackmail? This is the wiretap that was placed up by Walter Wade Webb, who was working with both Jimmy, like Stephen Jameson, and Gladys Porter. And all 3 of them are dead now. Though that's not technically blackmail on his part. The only thing I can think of is betrayal that we know of for certain that happened on like, Yossarian slash, Mandir's side is literally just talking to Jameson, really. That's literally it. Literally just this. Why believe it? Okay, because since we're dealing with again more larger penalty stuff, the letter? Yes, speak your mind out, Phoenix, by saying nothing. No reason to betray him, no reason, oh, I believe it. Maybe let's press to see if we actually need to present anything like here. Maybe there's some reason we can still find. But you don't know it, do you? No, not yet. Tick-tock, Mr. Wright, the challenge today. If you can't say it right now, that's all that really matters. There's only one person whose actions make total sense to the culprit. No, it was Mandir's himself who was responsible. Everything points to him. Can the defense explain this discrepancy in Luciano's actions? There has to be something. I'll think of it. Did Luciano have a grudge against Mandira's? Why? That's the only way it makes sense for him to frame him. The only thing that, like, literally the only thing we have is that, unless there's something hidden profiles, which I completely doubt. Suspected Don or Riley's family, my client. I'm trying to think. The only thing that does that, if like... Like, that's just a weird letter in general. Like, autopsy report, Porter's, Jameson's, of course, confession, nothing. Is there even anything here? Drove from diner, a particular vicious streak. Dies killing Cody. Mandira's always discussing this as a person. Forged a second bottle M6. Believes Mandira's attacked mine for something about MM6. Recent autopsy to Carlos Liano. I don't think we have anything. If like, I feel like that's the closest thing we had to anything like a trail note. But like, it's a letter addressed to him about him. So obviously it was like you're starting to not write this letter in terms of pure context clues. So that just means Luciano wrote it to him? If Mandira's himself, everything points to him. You're the new suspect, along with him. Hardly at all. Step back and realize your situation. You would need to definitively prove I'm Luciano to get anywhere near that. And I don't think you can do that. You're let us assuming at a setup. I've been following the wrong man all this time. Mr. Jameson figured out you were the one behind it all. I won't let you leave this courthouse a free man. Tut, prosecutor. You know I'm right. The defense can't prove a thing. Bada, don't you have any of your evidence? Stay with me on this, Williamson. He won't escape. Yes, Prosecutor Williamson. I know you can find something that's proven the multitude of evidence against Mandira's. Keck. There is a lot. Well, I guess it leaves us with two options then. Either the evidence is so heavy because Mandira's is guilty, or maybe we were meant to think that way. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Did Luciano frame Mr. Mandira's? If he's a killer, then yes. Sounds confusing, doesn't it? Why would he do that? We don't know yet. It makes sense for Mandira's as the killer, but not Luciano. That's how all the details fit together. For now. I need to find the flaw in Dreesen's argument. No, not Dreesen. Luciano. Hypothetically speaking, say Luciano, why then assume he'd be the killer? So it's all just a matter of proving like an actual motive. Well, we have a motive for why they kill those three, but then why frame Mandira's for? That's the big thing. Why frame? Why frame? This is gonna be a bit then. If that letter's not it, then it must be something else then. Something subtle, maybe. Knows Mandira's himself, everything points to him. Okay, am I missing details here that was not explained before? Or it's this? Wiretap? Is this really it? Okay, spin this yarn of web for me, game. I'm so confused. The defendant's phone line was being tapped, but we don't know who is listening. I mean, yeah, sure we do. Like, literally, web, like, made all its stuff, and, like, he literally tapped the phone with Stephen Jameson, and, and Gladys Porter, like, they're listening in the whole time. Agent 1 put up the wire, but his supplies were stolen after his death. Supplies? Somebody's still been monitoring Mr. Menderes, and it has been Interpol. Wait. Oh god, is this a thing where, like it was mentioned, like, the evidence before, but, like, it's been so long since it's been brought up? Oh boy. It's probably one of those things I don't remember entirely. It's been a few days, so, Togamera had me thrown out of the crime scene. I thought he might be hiding something. What happened to the stolen equipment? He gave it away. We know he's not the one who kept them in the end. We do? Hmm? The wiretap was used within the last few days. The wiretap? Take a look at the letter we have again. The one from FM. The FM radio. For all your radio-like needs. It mentions his meeting with Mr. Jameson. The sender wanted to keep my client from speaking to him. That person must be Carluciano. Okay, but my first thought was exactly why exactly would you, like, sign a letter like that and send it to him? Like, I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of red flags for, you know, Usarian, right? I mean, literally, his name is literally just Francisco Menderes. Like, it's not signed, like, you know, Francisco Menderes, but it's signed FM? Well, I guess it's mostly just a red flag for us, not him. It could have just been sent with anyone else who had FM initials in his gang. I guess so. Talk about trust and work for him. They helped each other in MM6. It sounds like the FM initials, like, should, like, when they're addressed to Yossarian, like, sound like he should know who the person is. Like, if you put the initials in like that. That's what it feels like. I'd say Luciano fits the bill. Togamera must have given the recording equipment to Luciano, thinking he was Menderes. My, seems to be a point in the defense's favor. Or were this not all merely conjecture? Yeah, even I completely forgot about it entirely because that was the smallest detail. I'm pretty sure that was so long in with day 2 or like day 3 investigation, like, brought it up, or oh no, I think I remember, like, no, what was it? Oh god, I think Gladys Porter. Well, it sounds like she would have mentioned that, the whole, you know, wiretap thing, but then that was like investigation day 2. Oh god, that's gonna be so hard to remember the details from that then, if it's not even important for a day 2 trial. Yay. Perhaps try looking it directly to Luciano myself, will you? Maybe you can get a confession on Mr. Togamera. Oh, but on second thought, perhaps that would not work because Togamera accused Menderes he'd speak against him. Yes, that would be a problem for you, wouldn't it? Isn't that still a bit funny? I mean, everything in this is hilarious to me. What is? Both Togamera and Menderes... Meredith, sorry. Both Togamera and Meredith claim they were betrayed by Mr. Menderes. But if we assume that's true, what then? The more I think about it, the more it can't be right. Huh? Why not? You think Meredith and Togamera were made to think that? Uh-huh. Don't you think so? I think I do. Oh, there's actually something proving that. Your Honor, we may have another reason to believe Menderes was set up. We know some of his allies named him as having given him orders. They claimed he backstabbed them, leading to their arrest, but that's not the case. Yes, what leads you to believe that? No proof, no proof, no motive. Oh god. There's no proof of that? They're like, you can really just, like, their testimony, like, says that. I guess it's technically no motive, but, like, I don't know how to present, like, what was it? The one thing here which is to go through is the, what was it? Where is it? Menderes avoids discussing this in person. I don't know how that's, like, I'm probably just confused in, like, how this question is worded. There's no proof. I mean, I have the diary page, it's a note. No motive, there's a contradiction. I guess let's go contradiction first. It contradicts the evidence that we have. Does it? Please be so kind as show us what contradicts. Oh, help with the god that I actually saved. I think I already forgot it. Your Honor, there's a big hole in this testimony. I don't see anything wrong with it. Do we save? Please tell me. 1647. Yep, okay. Okay, I'm really just more confused than, like, how to word this question then. No motive, no proof. Okay, I actually want to try to think of this, make sure I got things right in my head. There's no motive, like, to betray them. That makes sense, but no proof? Lilium, technically the proof there is that they claim that they're going to be all that, and, like, I guess the proof would be they could just present, like, you know, their emails or, like, you know, messages they got were sent. So, technically no motive? Yeah, okay. I was gonna show the diary page. It makes sense there's no motive for it, okay. But you could still do the same thing there. It's literally almost 2 for 2. Just like with Luciano to Menderes, Menderes himself wouldn't bear any ill will toward these two. They aided him before, and he got away with everything. Why turn on them now, after it was all done? They helped him? How? Both Togemer and Meredith were connected in their own ways to M6. You see, Your Honor, it's all coming back to Luciano. Oh my god, that laugh. My, what extraordinary hypothesis. You've truly thought this through. What was the point of it all then? It'll be an awful lot of time and effort. The plan was to turn Menderes' allies against him, to hurt his base of support. You didn't just want to discredit him, you wanted to ruin him. Oh, that lies. Oh, that connects so well with, like, what was the other one? I don't, like, what was that? Forge, Top Seed. Well, it's not in here, but, like, I definitely remember, like, Wayne Parker mentioned it before. He goes and ruins people. Like, assassination attempts and all that. He succeeded in doing just that. Menderes' usual lawyers all refused to take his case. He had to turn to me, a stranger, for help. The family no longer trusts him. That was the goal all along. Bravo, my man. Bravo! I was always doing good battle of wits. So you claim that I've woven some incredible web to snare my purported prey. I mean, yeah, you're technically a spider that killed, like, the one who made the web on the World Wide Web. A predator toying with its food. I'm honored. Okay, yeah, you go live your little fantasies in your head. Well, I'm hungry for more. God damn it. If it's you say, I've won already. Come now, don't stop there. Tell us everything. You aren't even nervous? I'm negative to that, sir. Why should I be? But Luciano, this is all mere badgering. Well, I mean, we don't have badgers in this courtroom, okay? So don't worry about that. We'll get animal trainers in here if we ever get an infestation like that. If I am, there still is no way Mr. Wright could prove it. All the evidence and accusations still point directly to Menderes. Not everything. Huh? Most of the events we've seen, somebody claimed to be Menderes and took credit for it. But there was one time where we had no idea who was responsible. One time we don't know who was responsible. We don't know who was responsible. One time we didn't know who was responsible? Menderes claimed for a lot of things. I'm probably just very much confused, just like trying to get back into the game of this. The actual story, but like, what was it? I'm trying to think. Cody Hackins, like, was stated to, like, that Francisco Menderes was meant to kill Cody, but, like, we know, like, from, off-screen deaths and all that, it was definitely him, but Nathan Togemer took the fall for it. Huh. Do we even have anything for Cody? I don't think so. We had to present something else, then? So let's see here. Anything that Menderes didn't take credit for, we don't know who did it technically. Oh, it would be Gladys Porter's death because Lily, he was in the place, I guess? No, It's mostly just a thing of just like, Yeah, I think this is the one time I'm going for, like, it might make sense to, like, everyone else who played this game and all that, but, like, I'm definitely blanking a lot on a lot of these questions, like, they're framed wordly or something like that. Or, like, there's some details that are present, like, you know, early investigation, stuff like that. At this point, I feel I should, like, just start, like, jotting notes down, even though, like, this should be, like, the game's whole thing of, like, putting the notes in, like, stuff like this. I'll do that for the next, like, I'll do that for Turnabout Substitution again. Oh, boy. It's the letter? Huh. Maya received a few notes recently, like, we just got that. Sure, we don't know who did those, are anonymous, but, Yeah, okay, makes sense. They're anonymous, and I don't believe that was a mistake. Yeah, there's actually no signature on it either, though. Yeah. There's no FM radio signature. Yeah. It wasn't Mandiras who sent them, nor were we supposed to assume that it was. Why is that? The notes are in mine to keep Pearl hidden. Mandiras would have no reason to need that, and the author knew that. We missed Faye's faked kidnapping. We know it was tied to M6, but we never found out why. Pearl returning could open up new testimony that would turn the case on its head. She was there, and she knew things nobody else wanted to say. Even though it had been solved, her words would discredit everything the defense had said. Okay, so it's a matter of just bringing up about Pearl's thing. Okay. That being that Luciano never died in the diner. Diner-death. Order? It's another point in favor of the motive for Clara Luciano? Another against one for the defendant. Were these letters why Miss Faye nearly died? Maya planned to release the letters to the public through Miss Porter. However, she told her grandmother, who lured who she thought was Mandiras. The fake Mandiras, Luciano, saw the threat and ordered Maya shot. If I'd been hit with that rifle and not a pistol, I would have been a goner. Yeah. After the hit failed, oh yeah, the neck thing, is that even survivable, really, actually, thinking about it? It's right there in the neck. After the hit failed, Luciano ordered Donatello to turn over Meredith. But Donatello saw that beneath him and named Mandiras instead. What? How? That's a weirdly phrased. But Donatello saw that beneath him and named Mandiras instead, who he thought gave the order beneath him. Okay, that's a weird way to phrase it. That's exactly why Luciano wanted to happen. It was all part of a calculated plot to destroy Mandiras' reputation. Luciano has a much more solid motive than Mandiras ever would. Good, splendid, simply marvelous. Never would have expected you to tie up so much together. It's quite the history you've opened there, sir, but it lacks a punchline. I mean, do you like your jokes? Luciano plotted against your client, and yet we still don't know why. No way! Something I forget I skipped that. My dear friend. You must stick to the most crucial element. We've heard how Mandiras is set up, but you still must provide more. Why would Luciano go to such lengths? It seems quite a task. But if you plan this far, surely you must have the answer. Just one mode of testimony after the other. Recent events. You've yet to tell me why Luciano would turn on Mandiras. Setting up Takamera and Faye seems much more effort than it should be worth. After all, if he was that angry, why not just kill Mandiras and be done with it? This whole revenge scheme would be utterly pointless and petty. A motive cannot work without an actual reason. We have reason to suspect Luciano to operate based on a grudge, yes, but why? This is assuming, of course, Luciano still exists among the living. A silly notion to be sure, but perhaps the defense can make something out of it. Luciano is still alive, and he's you. An even sillier thought, but I have nothing to fear from it. But I feel we've already been through this. Why don't we move along? What is your goal here? If you're not Luciano, why would you push us like this? Especially if you're not Luciano. You just said at the end, okay. Sir, there isn't anywhere else I'd love to be than this courthouse right now. You see, no matter how hard you and defense press, you will ultimately flounder. Like fish. And I hate fish. It is survival the best in this world. I mean survival the fittest? And I tend to prove my point. Okay. Okay, you do you, sir. You do you. You have to tell me why Luciano would turn on Mandiras. We don't have a motive exactly for that. Setting up Takamera and Face is much more effort than it would be worth. After all, if he was that angry, why not just kill Mandiras and be done with it? This whole revenge scheme would be utterly pointless and petty. How do we respond to that? Luciano seems to be leading us in this direction. Either he knows we can't prove anything, or wants us to. Does that have something to do with M6? Maybe Luciano need to keep him quiet about something. Mandiras already knows all there is to know about M6. If there was a betrayal, it must be over something else. Why would Luciano plot against somebody who helped him fake his death? Must have been huge. It must literally just been what was it? Well, so that's not that. Because, like, the whole, like, plotting thing happened even before this letter was presented, so that's something, there's something else that we're missing then. Something else we're missing. And, like, what was it? And Steve and Jameson only asked to talk to Alan Yossarian, like, a few, like, I guess a few days before going, like, I can't remember if, like, these cases take place, again, days apart or, like, months apart or something like that. Well, I do know, like, well, like, literally, this case happened a few days after, you know, what happened at the Pearl Man, like, you know, the Fae Manor, so, But that was going on way longer than this. Jameson's autopsy hit list. You see, we've been rather troublesome since Parker performed his work, say the person removed. And the whole thing is right that there's someone that Wayne Parker definitely like knows that there's someone, like, you know, killing like Summer Valley's gang goons, then would like Carlos Ciano actually like have a grudge against the entire Valley's group actually, and try to destroy that from the inside? And found someone whose friend was in there and used the whole Sergalante as a cover ploy. There's that too. Luciano, you wanted to destroy Medeiros' control over the family. You did it to make him fall from power. Ah, yes, but why? Such an odd goal when they otherwise appear as friends, best of chums. If I were Luciano, I would be in Medeiros' debt. No. Perhaps you can ask Medeiros himself. Perhaps he can, yes. Do let me stop you. He's not afraid at all of what Medeiros might say. He wants it to come out. I'm afraid to find out what he's expecting, but I need to know. It's important to proving Medeiros isn't guilty. Oh, I thought we were actually going to talk to him or not. Okay, we're not. Okay. Sitting up Tokamera and Faye seems much more effort than it'd be worth. You wanted to hurt him. You need to ruin his reputation. Really? Once again? Why? All this plotting would get him nowhere. Much easier to take a direct course of action. What do you mean? Why was so much plan that we could have easily been circumvented? What did Tokamera and Faye have to do with this alleged grudge? Well, I can't personally see anything. It was their relation to Medeiros himself. This is never about those other two. It's all to destroy Medeiros' own standing. A bit simplistic, I would say. Does he say this is all about Medeiros? After all, if he was that angry, why not just kill Medeiros and be done with it? Yeah, I guess there's that, but, like, it's mostly just proving, like, this is definitely prove, like, it's like this whole thing of just proving that Carlos Ciano, like, was just doing his MO. Yeah, like, this is standard go-to for assassination attempts, too, isn't it? Perhaps more was called for, then. I don't see you naming anything. It must truly have been too big to turn this man against the one who saved up for Valleys. Does not seem odd to you all that after Medeiros risking his neck to keep Luciano alive? Luciano would then backstab him in such a way. It does seem off, but I haven't quite found out why. Well, don't let me stop you at that. If you wish to indict me as a suspect, you need that reasoning, wouldn't you? Why would Luciano put so much effort into bringing down Medeiros? And why turn on him at all? Luciano seems intent on letting me figure it out. I'm not gonna regret this. So that means, like, it's something that's not gonna work well for, like, I guess, Medeiros, Alan Yossarian himself, then. So we should look at some stuff that will make him look bad, then? I guess a good clue or a hint. Are we gonna put Petty above a guy like Carlo Luciano? Well, he still needs that motive you're calling at. Your Honor, if you were avenging yourself upon a man, would you draw it out so much? Well, I don't consider myself to be that kind of person. But no, I don't think I would involve people who weren't responsible. This is the Mafia, Your Honor. They're not known for playing fair. No, they aren't. But still, the defense brought in the witness, so they should answer his question. A fair point, sir. I wouldn't believe the story otherwise. Do we know Togamera and Mystic Faye were not involved with the betrayal? No, but then why would he put so much effort into it? Sheer vindictiveness, perhaps. Let's read the answer from him. So you need to look for something that would paint Medeiros in a bad light, but would be a good reason for Luciano to betray. So we need to find a reprehensible action that Medeiros did at some point, and point that against. Something reprehensible that Medeiros has done. Something reprehensible. It has to be something like, you know, found like before, even like. It honestly has to be something from like all this time later, though. What was it? It has to be something even like happened around around like the second case, the Sir Galante case, or at least somewhat before that, because it was only like a case 3, like, you know, with Walter Wade Webb being killed off and all that. Then yeah, some like harder. That was when the whole like making Medeiros take the fall and like road interpretation started happening in case 3. So like it did happen from case 2 and before, it definitely is. And since case 1, the tutorial with the singer Kylie Washington was like, you know, added after the game happens, we are gonna forget everything about that case. Don't worry about it. Metatextual wise, we don't have to worry about it. So is there anything from case 2, the Sir Galante case, that we can use? You have to tell me why Luciano would turn on Medeiros. Something reprehensible. Wait, this thought came to mind. Mr. Parker sure he drove Pearl from the diner. Luciano apparently had a particularly vicious streak. Mr. Parker doesn't think Virgil Black was alone in planning Sir Galante. Are we going with the idea that actually Alan Yossarian actually helped Sir Galante in killing like people in the Rivali's family? Oh, that would be definitely that'd be good enough, right? That would be very good enough, actually. Very good. Would be a good place to present this then, if that is true. That sounds really good. Okay, like since he's like in the supposed dawn of the head now, it makes sense why kill like, you know, more and more goons. Both like limit down people who are in the Rivali's Corporation are loyal to him, and also make sure to present himself as being the head then. All through like going at like gaining help from someone who hates Rivali's family. That's actually a good plan. Yeah, I think that the more I think about it, that might be it actually, instead of it was Luciano helping with Rivali's family. Wow. Killing them, huh? Will be a good statement to set this up on. Let's go with the very first one. It must be the notes? If that is it, then I don't know how to exactly present it, but I feel like I'm really in the right track on that. I feel like I'm so on the right track. I'll need to think about this way much more then. Like, present the notes here. I'm still going with that theory. Oh, it works here. You should know as well as anybody, Luciano's not good with grudges. Not good with grudges? Oh, not kill Medeiros. Okay, and be done with it. Okay. That's not what I was going for, but I'll take what I can get. Mr. Williamson, could you please relate to me a brief summary of Luciano's reputation? Oh, we're doing that, even though that wasn't even presented in there? It's very vague. Luciano apparently had a particularly vicious streak. That's really all it is. Doesn't go anything about ruining reputation, stuff like that. Carlos Luciano was feared among the criminal element, not only for his role as an assassin, but also because was vengeful to the point of becoming an obsession. Since he had been betrayed, he would seek to destroy everything about his victim. Only after they've lost everything would he finally kill them. Well, that sounds like our current situation. Ah, does it, Your Honor? But recall, we still don't know what the betrayal was. No, that's also true. Medeiros had to watch his whole empire crumble from within. All his cleverly won allies turning on him and maiming him their enemy. And that leadership which he had worked so hard to get. He did? Why, of course. A disgraced former capo coming out of retirement to come to dawn. Oh, I was right. Oh, but... Okay, in a roundabout way I got to this, okay. Don't tell me you believe it. Our boy has been very, very naughty. Don't you dare say that word here. Stop. No more. What? What is it? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, so definitely right then. Okay, I was definitely in the ball. Look, just forget the motive already. Will you? It doesn't matter. You don't need to hear any more of this. Without the backstory, the entire argument falls apart. It's imperative that the defense continue. Shut up. Nobody asked you. You're my lawyer. I'm paying you, not him, you hear? I mean what's best for your case and the truth, right? I see in our interest to discover what the secret was. Will you work together with me as you said you would? No. I thought you wanted me to trust you. Do you even want to know what the matter is? I already know some. Look to you. My case is hanging on to a single hope. I can't let go of it. What if I just make everything worse? What should I do? Oh no. Oh no. Should I save? Should I save? No. Mr. Medeiros, I do want you to trust me. That's why I need you to stick with me here. You don't understand. There's no coming back from this. There's no way to go forward either. If Luciano goes free, you will never be safe. No matter what else happens, can anything be worse than that? No. Or like the whole rally something actually going against you. But Carluciano is very prolific, I hear. So if I skip this, my whole argument falls flat. I can't continue. You want us to stop him, don't you? I have to do this. It's the only way. Please. Do you trust me? You still have no idea what you're doing. I was a goner no matter what in this trial. I have to drag this son of a gun to hell with me, so be it. Hopefully it won't come to that. Your Honor, the defense will continue their cross-examination. This last conversation will be the witness and defendant gave me with some more pieces of the puzzle. Ditto? Okay, now I present it. Okay, then. Just enough for me to guess what motivated Luciano's actions. Mr. Medeiros protested me continuing vehemently. He did that after Luciano said he schemed to get where he is. So what's the truth behind it all? You need to tell me why Luciano would turn on Medeiros. Okay, so was I right? We just needed that as a thing? Okay, then. Okay, present notes here, then. No, okay. I'm definitely on the right track then. Okay, but like, how exactly, where do you present things? Revenge scheme would be utterly pointless and petty. What is something for like, what else can we present for Sir Galante then, actually? I don't know if he can. It's honestly, I feel like it has to be this, honestly, or like, it could be the hit list, actually? It might be just a case of like, I don't know what statement presented on. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna test some things out. I feel like that's rightly the thing we're gonna go with. He wants, in order to get to the head of it, like based on how you're hinting at it, I'm a you sir, a white lab coat person guy, lab man, You were hinting at that, and I feel like that's way more strongly than ever that he helped with Sir Galante just to kill the head. Some people who was not loyal to him, or like was loyal to Mikey, to, you know, micro valleys, and then get to the head without any resistance. Using the cover of Sir Galante as, you know, cover and like avoid suspicion then. Yeah. While at the same time like not being suspicious at all because you played loyalty with Mikey for all this time, especially with helping with Luciano. But I guess like it's also part of me just wondering if like that'd be enough for like Luciano to turn on things, because like he's like turning on other people instead of, you know, him, unless Sir Galante was planning to go after Carluciano somehow. We don't have any proof or anything pointing to that. It must be that then. I'm gonna try to, like, if there's another, like, avenue we could go down instead of that, then I can't think of it right now, but I definitely think it's the whole Sir Galante thing. Just need to figure out actually where to present what evidence and what statement. It's always that. It's always been that. Always been that. Maybe present profile, actually? Okay, finally that works. Okay, Jesus, God damn it. Jesus, I was looking around so much. Oh, God, fucking Christ. Oh, God. I will say, again, like, oh boy, again, I don't like how, like, oh boy, I wish it was worded a bit more simply, like, what we should actually focus in on, or, like, what to present, actually. Oh, God, please, that's the one thing. I believe that our motive for revenge lies in our string of murders. That's Sir Galante I'm talking about. Gallant. Sir Galante? Why would you need to bring up right now? I wonder if I'm saying his name wrong, actually. Like, I know I'm purposely saying Rivali's name wrong. I literally just know it's supposed to be, rivals, but like, Rivali? Wait, no, Rivali is just literally the name I come up with. I know I'm saying it wrong, it's literally just the name just to be like, rivals. But like, that sounds too weird, okay? But like, Sir Gallant? Gallant? Is it really Sir Galante? I'm getting sidetracked. Why would you need to bring up now? Do you know where I'm coming from? I won't answer many questions at once. Continue, right? It's necessary for us to mention Mr. Black because the mastermind behind him was... yeah, Francisco's... The defendant, Mr. Menderes. Having a fun time over there. Hold on a minute, do you mean to say that it was all a plot to seize control of the family? It certainly looks that way, unless my client happens to have a different explanation. Nabbit, are you gonna make me come out and say it? It was your odd reaction to tip me off this thing was wrong. I'm not the only person who's had their doubts. Mr. Parker was closer to Virgil Black than anyone, and yet he thought it was odd he planned it alone. Prosecutor Williamson worked on the case for years, and through most of the time he had at least some reason to think you were behind it. And even you made some odd comments. Didn't kill everyone. You were allegedly retired during the time. Retired and on bad terms with your uncle. How would you know who was or wasn't killed? Oh, bad terms. Oh, okay, never mind, actually. Huh. You've been scared from the beginning that what this case might bring up, and I think this is it. There's a lot for you to be ashamed of, but this is the number one thing. You were plotting Galante's murders, funding him and giving him information to the family. That's how he knew where and when to strike. He couldn't have done it alone. The argument would never hold up in court. I think we found our motive. We'll work for the time being, I'm sure. After all, it would be in Mr. Madeira's better interest to agree with us. Trading one death sentence for another. Do you think I'm crazy? I'm not admitting to anything. Besides, this is no motive. Not for Luciano, it isn't. Uncle Mike wanted to assassinate him, remember? He knew where the order came from. Oh yeah, there's that too. That's a really good point. I was thinking along those lines, but like, how do you move on from there? Wouldn't Luciano have just as much reason to sabotage Michael Rivales? That's where our story gets really interesting. Menderes wasn't just having people killed for power. He was doing it because he was paranoid, worried about his uncle's wrath. The man doesn't trust anybody. I've learned that much in just 3 days. If the Rivales ever found out, he'd let Luciano live. He'd be done for. If the Rivales ever found out he would let Luciano live, he'd be done for. Ah, yeah. That's where the betrayal comes in. Wait, are you saying that... In regards to Sir Galante, Carluciano was... Wait. Is not the real Galante a victim? Was he actually meant to be a victim in all this? Huh. Luciano was one of the victims of Sir Galante. Or should I say, an intended victim. How would Luciano know about that? Because of the wiretap? And like, talking to Virgil Black? Oh, wow. But how long ago was that wiretap placed in his house, in Yossarian's house? I don't care. I'm using Indira's and, Yossarian's names interchangeably. They're the same thing. They're the same person. I like Yossarian better, though. Puff. Denied. Wait just a minute again. Intended victim, so he got away? This is all supposition. Sir Galante didn't kill everybody. Mr. Menderes told me that much, but his words seem to have a whole new meaning. He's scared of the people in his own organization. But why? What could he have to hide from them that was so huge? And if it was Galante, who would have known other than Galante? Or one of Galante's failed targets? Could he have accomplices to the plot? Somebody else plotting against Rivales? That wouldn't leave a motive for Luciano to turn on him. Luciano had to feel betrayed by Menderes somehow, and what better way than botched assassination, We're literally just going for like, what was someone else, but that wouldn't fit with Luciano's motive. We gotta pin it to him somehow, okay? We had to pin it to him, okay, Wadia? Don't make some holes for us, okay? We can't do this right now. We had to focus on how Luciano feels bad about it, how his feelings were hurt. He was hurt deeply. Someone think of the children. Mandira's wanted to make sure nobody ever found out he disobeyed her valets. I think this is more than disobeying. It's more like killing everyone. That's way more than disobeying. You don't know I ordered it, and you can't because Virgil Black is dead. This is all a lot of fancy guesswork. I can never prove it. I'm sure nobody here could, apart from yourself. Or those wiretaps. You, and if I'm right, the man you tried to have killed. You're here because you did something to make him angry. It's either that, or you murdered Mr. Black and Mr. Jameson. So help me here. I'm trying to save your paranoid high, crazy as it seems. This whole thing is about trust. I'm not going in for Galante. I won't admit a thing. I did send someone to take care of Luciano. I'll tell you that much and no more. That was betrayal. That's why Luciano came after him. An admission of attempted murder? If I didn't know any better, I think it was my lucky day. That's all you're getting. Just get that psycho off my back. Why did you do it? Didn't have any other choice. Mike would have killed me. Ravelli found out his nephew hadn't killed Luciano, that was why. Mandira's being the coward he is, panicked and sicked his dog Galante on them both. Oh. The dog only succeeded in killing one. Oh, I thought that was like Mandira's talking, actually. Oh. The bread crumbles would be too easy to fall if you knew Mandira's handiwork. Years of plotting line set would show you which pointed right to the man. It's probably just me, but my brain is slowly going to mush. It's probably just me, though. Luciano's only mistake was not see it coming. Regrettable that he come to trust Mandira's. He should have known from the start. He who would betray his own blood out of fear. He who disobeyed a direct order. At least Ravelli's only returned on those who'd already undermined him. Mandira's in his life, yes, but then made the choice to try and take it back. Playing God, I see. A man without honor. He deserves everything he has, and it will come to him. Do you admit that you are Carlo Luciano? Must I? No, I do not. I fail to see how that would help my position. I think you'll find yourself even less cooperative than our friend here. Find myself, This pursuit was amusing at first, but I do my limits. I was in the plot to fake his death, but to be Luciano myself, inconceivable. If I was in the plot to fake his death to be Luciano myself. Wait, you just admitting that you literally were part of the police and all that? Wait, why'd you suddenly just admit to that fact, actually? And this is not even a slip of the tongue matter either. You literally just out and just say like, oh yes, I helped the police. I helped the Ravelli family and make sure Luciano got away with his fake death crime. Oh my god. Wow. You directly admitted yourself as accomplished to M6. Yeah, I was just pointing out. I alone played suspicion on you for the 3 murders. We have no alibi on you for any of them, and now we have a strong motive. Ah, my dear prosecutor, how mistaken you are. I'm not sure if you realize it quite yet, but I'm still far from appearing the guilty party. Please step back and take a moment to realize your situation. Face it, sir. If you have even a single iota of proof, again, you would have shown it long ago. If you hope to catch me in some unfortunate slip-up, you'll be sorely disappointed. Do we have anything? I don't know. There must be something. I would think not. That'd be quite fair if you were to assume I were Luciano. I would have to thank you all for doing me a great favor. Huh? What do you mean? Please, sir, do not make me spell it out for you. I'm illiterate, so please. My big, overarching plan was to bring down Mandira's. You've done that for him by associating him with Sir Galante. It was a trap, and I walked right into it. So you see, sir, no matter what else, Mandira's will have nowhere to go from here. On the one hand, he could be executed for triple homicide. And the other, his cohorts will hunt him down like the fiend he is. As for me, well, you've proven a motive, I suppose. I'm sure that counts for something, in the grand scheme of things. Don't give up. You know, nobody saw any of the 3 murders. Technically Gladys did. Well, she missed it, so yeah. That means if you can't prove an alibi, it might be him. Wow, might. 100%, the 50-50. Yeah, so it's all gonna make it so it's him. Not good enough. There must be an implication of someone other than Mendez. The first day, during Miss Porter's testimony, she claimed she heard a strange noise. Oh, we're now bringing this up. Thank you. When she turned to check, she didn't see anyone, but she found Jimmy dead after returning from the chase. I presume you do expect this noise was me? I'm glad I'm not the only one who needs your defending. What of the shovel then? The one with the defendant's prints on it. He was the last one to hold it, as you well know. So explain to me, please, how that implies anyone other than him. I might not have an answer for that. Literally, Mendez tried to hide the weapon because he already knew what implicated him because of his goddamn shovel. And the fingerprints, it makes sense. Is Mendez the only one who could have used the shovel? Do I have to spell things out? There are no fingerprints and the killer wasn't wearing gloves. Take his fingerprints now, please. Please, please, please. It had his prints, and no one else's. Does that not tip you off to anything, Phoenix? Does it not? Huh? Hey, wait, doesn't that sound familiar? Come to think of it, yeah. So that's what the evidence was about. That's why it was important. Mendez found the shovel upon returning and tried to hide it back in his home. I can't give you any more than his word on that, and I agree it's a point against me. But he's not the only one with evidence stacked against him. There is evidence pointing to Luciano as the culprit as well. The shovel says Mendez. There's something else that says Luciano. Only he had a true motive and opportunity to kill all 3 victims. Only him had an opportunity. Okay, we present the office then? It's not that. Okay, you're wording it very vaguely and broadly. Opportunity and motive? That's so broad. What do we actually present there? I swear I'll just... Every single time, this is going to be a quick cut for me to actually figure things out and just... Oh, God, no, don't do this again. The fingerprints, there's no fingerprints on it. And we can't use a shovel again. Oh my God. Means and opportunity and motive. What exactly do you even prove to that then? Another one I had to look up. Okay. So instead of we need to focus on opportunity, it was literally just present evidence that proves that Luciano had a true motive besides Mendez, and that's literally this bottle. The opportunity thing muddled everything up so much for me. The bottle was the reason why Gladys Porter died too. The forged bottle that Kristoff used to win M6 was the catalyst. Both Jimmy and Miss Porter were hunted down for it. Oh yeah, honestly, thinking about it, I don't think he would, it makes a lot of sense why, they wouldn't go after Kristoff too, since, he's in jail for, a different crime. It makes sense, not to go after him too, though. Yes, a motive for Luciano, no doubt. But your client would have one too. He needed the bottle cover up for his treachery. There's something special about this, which I hadn't considered before, actually. It's the reason why Luciano needed to recover it. It would have ruined everything for his plans. The bottle caused me to lose the case. But surely you had something else in mind. Tell the court what you mean by this. It was forged, it was genuine, Luciano held it, Pearl held it. Luciano held it, it was forged, it was genuine. Oh my God. It's a lot. Was it literally just Luciano held it? It's literally what was it, what was Sasuke? I remember it was mentioned that Pearl held it. Oh, it maybe actually is because Pearl held it, and that proves that poison was there. At the same time, oh God, I'm mixing up so many deeds in my head because there's both the original poison bottle, and now this is the poison that was actually used, quote unquote. It was forged, it was genuine. I mean, it was definitely forged. It's probably the most contentious reason here, but it's not genuine. It's not. So let's go with forged. If it's not that, then Pearl held it. Then this bottle was forged. It's how the defense managed to win the case. Yeah, we already know that. Well, that mattered, Luciano. He's not the one on trial for murder. Yeah. like, Luciana held it? Like, but how does, like, well, if it's, that's the same thing, because, like, if we're going to go with that, then, like, if he was on the one trial for murder, Luciana held it, Pearl held it, it doesn't then, by that criteria you're saying right now, that doesn't matter if Luciana held it at all then. Well, I guess it actually would be weird, actually, because, you know, he held the thing that very much killed him, but that doesn't prove anything of, like, okay, what about Pearl, then? I'm actually now really concerned about what you mean by this. It was genuine. the actual evidence was genuine. Luciana held it. No, okay, how about this for shits and giggles? Even though Luciana had no fingerprints, so literally there's no evidence for it. What were you going to say if we were going to say Luciana held it? Wait, what? Fingerprint oils? No fingerprints? There's one point in the case that was brushed over in trial. Celine Kusari claimed he saw Luciano handle the bottle of poison. A rookie mistake I've ever heard one. You should know that Mr. Kusari had been accused of murder. Would he not lie? Except Mr. Kusari wouldn't have had any reason to declare this. Saying he never held the bottle is one thing, but claiming Luciano did? Especially since Luciano was presumed dead by everyone, he'd have no reason to say otherwise. The evidence was on the defense's side. Think back and recall that Luciano's prints were not on the bottle in question. They weren't. Then why? Oh, this sad farce has grown boring. I know just playing along any further. Like, doesn't it, like, well, it's mostly just a fact. Like, does no one actually know that Luciano does not have fingerprints? I feel like that'd be, like, one of the first things that anyone would think of, right? Is that just me? That's the first thing I thought of. Is that just me? There's simply no way that you could possibly prove I murdered anyone. Oh, hi. You're entirely capable of connecting me to these crimes. Okay, nice eye. It's actually a cool look for you. I sees. It actually is. What? The bottle. What was it for? There must be something we're overlooking. You're so amusing. I must commend you for your perseverance. And yet, you've come to the end of the line here. You really mustn't go any further. I've won, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what else, I have won. And to see the realization in your face is why it's eye-opening. Okay, well, at least you can make jokes about your deformity. I respect you for that. Why don't you just throw your glasses away in the ground instead of, you know, I mean, they're goggles, so, like, why don't you just, you know, throw them away up in your pocket instead of holding in your hands like that? It's just awkward for all of us. Mastermind. Wait, this music. Oh, God. Oh, this music's great. Oh, they skipped the introduction to the song. Oh, no, I'm annoyed now. The introduction was the best part, and you skipped it over to, like, the big play of it. Oh, that was great, though. If indeed Luciano's alive and well, how do you intend to implicate him as the culprit? They burnt the body, I promise you, and with it, all evidence linking to the present. This eye, a nasty souvenir given to me by Direz, it means nothing. Aside from that, you have no more than trivialities in the word of a madman. You will need more than that to say that I'm Carlos Luciano. Okay, my first thought is, when do we, like, figure out, like, the whole eye thing? One-eyed, you know, assassin. When do we learn that detail at all? I don't remember that at all. At all. Now think about it, there is indeed a startling lack of evidence. Defense and prosecution both seem convinced of the witness's guilt, though. And yet I can't bring myself to fully accept this accusation. Give me credit, sir. They have woven a beautifully intricate fable. But you will realize that this is ultimately all it is. This is a proof of Luciano's presence at one or more crime scenes that must be given. If that is not possible, we will have to retract the accusation. So close, so close. What am I missing? How can I link Luciano to Jimmy, Porter, or Mr. Black? Yeah, Porter, but you can already do that. Is it possible for somebody to commit 3 murders without leaving a trace? You're forgetting a lot of things, Phoenix. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. And since I literally was on track for the other, like, I guess other plot threads, I'll just be going around like headless chicken, actually just wondering where to present what, even though I had the right idea. It's just that. Oh, yay. If indeed Luciano is still alive and well, how do you intend to implicate him as the culprit? Through hard work and perseverance, like you mentioned. Still a bit upset, like this song, let's get the introduction, it's the best part. Luciano would want to get the bottle back from Jimmy. He has the right motive and knowledge to commit murder. Ah, yes, but that's not quite enough, is it? If you are able to prove I am Luciano, you still cannot prove Luciano killed anyone. You need actual physical proof, not just theorization and backstory. But backstory's great. Is there nothing the defense can think of? There has to be. You must find a way to directly connect Carlo Luciano to any one of these murders. If you do not, then this will have been for wasted effort. We won't let that happen. I have to nail this guy down. This might be the final push. It's now or never. They burnt the body. I promise you, with it, all evidence linking to the present. So like the fake body was like, you know, or autopsy is fake. It's gone. We can't use it. Why was Luciano cremated? Well, you see, no relatives or peers. There was nobody to claim him. There's much less stress in the state to simply dispose of the specimen. I shall dispose myself. There are clear records of it. That means we can never exhume him and check. Yes, a true pity for you, it seems. So the courts myself, remember it well. The police department had the body from M6. It was burnt, there's no doubt. A body? Do not dance around who we know it was, sir. Well, he keeps just specifying specimen, so quit trying to specify that it's like the body that we don't even know of anything. It's a body. Why do you say specimen instead? Don't you dare try to use technicalities and the specificities if you're not going to do the same thing yourself, you goddamn hypocrite. It wasn't Luciano, it was his body double. But the body's gone, I can never show it. He definitely anticipated that. Well, I'm glad they left this part of the song, and it's a good one. What was it? Oh, I forget what the song is called. It's like Objection, oh, it's one of those... Oh, it's like a remix, but it's like almost an official one, I think. I'm probably making that wrong, but... Oh, God, I remember hearing this a while ago. It's great. Oh, did I first hear the song here playing this game, or just like watching this all those years ago? Wow. Oh, nostalgic. You don't remember this at all. This eye, a nasty souvenir given to me by Menderes, means nothing. There's no reason why Menderes will, like, attack you, though. Well, that's all you're saying, like, Sir Galante got you for it. Okay. It's too ironic for me that you had the same unique feature of a man you autopsied. Yes, irony was Menderes' goal, you see. He knew that I would always wake up to see this in the mirror. That I would never forget when I saw it. That was how he ensured that I would forever remain silent. There must be their way to prove it. I was sure the eye would help. It's not going to help us nail this crime to him, though. There should be some substantial evidence in our court record that proves he's the killer. Aside from that, you have no more than trivialities and the word of a madman. There's plenty of reason to suspect Luciano. Not particularly. For everything pointing to him, there are 5 things pointing to Menderes. That's not even speaking about myself. If I were to walk out the door right now, where would you be left? Facing a sure guilty sentence for your client, as where? I only stuck around for so long because I thought you might provide me a challenge. So far, you have not only let me down. I can't wait to wear that smug grin off your face. How did it prove that Luciano is the villain? How does that bottle connect to it? Lily fingerprints, Phoenix, but I don't even know for the first thing about where to present it. You need more than that to say that I'm Carlo Luciano. I'm gonna prove it was you. You faked your death and then murdered 3 people. The truth will find you out. Just wait. 3, just 3. You're right, I'm guilty of far worse than that. After all, aren't you your infamous assassin, right hand of a crime lord? How many people do you think Luciano's killed over the years? It's too many. And you think I wouldn't be afraid of you? You have nothing to throw at me, sir. Nothing. And when it's all over, I'm the only one to be laughing. I'm trying to corner him, but he ended up doing it to me. Is there any way to prove that this Dreesen is Luciano? What answer questions do we have left that might help me solve this? If indeed Luciano is still alive and well, how do you intend to implicate him as the culprit? So we're back to this. Aside from you have no more trivialities than more of a madman, you need more than more than that to say than Carlo Luciano. I think it's mostly just the fact how do you prove that like he had fingerprints. I guess like the bottle has no fingerprints in the bottle itself besides Mr. Kusari's. But like, You can literally just say that since Nathan Togemura like handed the bottle to him, like they just wiped it off. That's the other thing. How can you prove their fingerprints then? Well, since Togemura, like, you know, handed the bottle too, he could just wiped it off, just handed it to Kisari, just, you know, fake the fingerprints, and just use that for the defense to, you know, prove that, you know, Kisari was the murderer. It doesn't make How exactly do you present this in the way the game wants? Like what was it? They burn the body and promise you all evidence sticking to the present. Outside of that, no more than trivialities, no word of a madman. So mostly, I don't even know what to present, because, like, obviously Porter's office, like, with the like, there's no fingerprints in the window, will be the thing, right? We can't present it there, because we need to find somewhere how to, like, actually prove, the bottle has no fingerprints on it. Small vials evidence in the MM6 case was nearest to that photo from Jimmy. There was no actually mention of, like, them testing for fingerprints on the bottle itself, either. Right here. Oh god, this whole thing. The native Sion is alive and well. How do you intend to implicate him as the culprit? Do we have to present the bottle and the thing here, actually? No, let's try the Horror's office, then. The Sion is alive and well. How do you intend to implicate him as the culprit? That's one thing, but I know there's more. There's what? What can really nail it in that this guy is our killer? I should show something more to really stamp down this contradiction. We're gonna present everything? There's no fingerprints on that. There's no fingerprints in the shovel? That's one thing. There's more! Why are we doing this whole thing of, like, stamping out? Like, present everything. Okay. What can really nail in this guy's a killer? I should something to understand this contradiction. Okay, wowee. Another thing that proves that there's no fingerprints on anything? What the hell? And I tried to present the bottle too, and that didn't work. So, what else is there? The bloody knife? Okay. There are many oddities in this case. There has been a lack of conclusive evidence pointing away from Indira's. Okay, I'm glad I actually figured out this time, so going around in circles for way longer than the last times. While that may seem like it points to him, the truth is more complex. Indira's supposed motive would be unclear and at times contradictory. The story fits together much better if we assume there was another person. But of course, the evidence to prove this person's existence didn't exist. And now it's because there was no evidence to leave. Luciano didn't have any fingerprints! This music playing. Luciano did hold the fake vial, but when he did so, he didn't leave any marks of his own. And so when the bottle was analyzed, only Kusari's prints were found. This whole music was being played from, like, literally, from kind of court almost. I don't think it's deserved. It's good music, but still. What of the present day? We must have some way to link him to now. Just getting there. There are actually quite a few points for me to bring up here. Each of the two murder weapons either has unidentified handprints, or we know was handled by somebody other than the initial suspect. Wait, how do you prove this? The shovel was handled by someone else, actually? The shovel has strange marks from when it was used to strangle Mr. Black. Strange marks? Jane Hood was given the knife by a man she thought was the killer. Miss Porter's whole office was covered in oily residue from a person's hands, but not a single print to speak of. No gloves were used, but the killer didn't leave their fingerprints. It seems to me that the easiest crime to nail to him is Miss Porter's. Lucky for us, you very beautifully proved that we only need to prove one crime. The same culprit committed all three. That's right, Carluciano's a man with motive and opportunity to kill. And by connecting the dots, we can see there was just no evidence. Why was no evidence? You can compose complain Luciano you like. You can never prove that I am he. Never. Don't be so sure of yourself. All that's necessary is to determine that you too lack prints. Well, you won't. I deny the court permission to test me. You need probable cause. And all you have is some guessing. Wrong. We have everything we need to write down here. You and I both know the answer, so I'll give the pleasures to the defense. Inform the court how we can prove that Dr. Morton Dreesen lacks prints. Lacks prints? How do you prove that Morton Dreesen himself lacks prints? What did he handle before then? What has he handled? Something that he handled that we know he touched. Would it be the autopsies? Well, he had to hand them out personally. I don't remember anything that was made specifically to show what he handled with his hand. I remember, like, there was, like, a similar point in another fan game which does this exact same thing. And they made a big, clear, like, thing about it. Make it clear what to point out. So, it's probably not the... It could be the autopsy report, but it's not. It must be something else here. Wiretaps. None of the other things prove that it was handled. So, the autopsy reports themselves, like, he had to hand them out. Yeah. As a police coroner assigned to this investigation, you've handled each of the reports. At least one of these autopsies you handed directly to me. And that, sir, means that if you are who you say you are, they should have your fingerprints. And of course they don't. What conclusion must we come to? A one-eyed man also lacks fingerprints? How many could there be? In a sense, your lack of prints would just be convincing as if you left them yourself. That is how we will connect your crime of the past to the present. That's why you need to get the bottle back. It was physical proof of your survival. Proof of a cover-up of M6, proof of forgery, proof of your whole scheme. That's why you tried to stop Pearl from ever coming back. She knew the truth. And when Maya tried to expose the proof to the world, you tried to have her killed. 5 years of hunting Mandiras, but we found the true villain. Your plan to throw it all on your own former partners for naught. It was you all along. This trail of bodies is someone the answer for it now. Face it, you're done for. The bottle's why Jimmy, Miss Porter, even Mr. Black all had to die. It links them to Mandiras and Mandiras to you. So it's a good thing you never got your hands on it. Because these are the 3 deaths you're not getting away with. I appears you backed me to a corner. Unless, no. Wait, I must be mistaken. Are you really trying to use lack of proof as proof? Shoot. I was such a roll there. It must be said yes, I lack fingerprints. The reason for that being that years of exposure to foreign chemicals eroded them away. That's my explanation, I'm sticking to it. No, sir, to truly accuse me, you need a place with a crime scene. Fingerprints or not, you have no way of doing that. Yeah. Jane had met with you twice. She knows who you are. Didn't, like, you know, my Finnegan say they're leaving immediately? Does she now? The young lady would be able to identify me, you say? The man she met, her to kill her, he gave her the knife. She saw him after the murders of both Miss Porter and Mr. Black. Yes, that would fit a description of this man. Remember, Miss Hood never saw her to killer's face. He kept it hidden. She would not be able to accuse the witness. I forgot about that. The motive and lack of prints won't work if we can't prove he was there. Nobody saw him kill Jimmy or Miss Porter. Jane never saw Luciano's face when he buried Mr. Black. How can we prove it? We need a reliable witness. But who could have seen Dreesen during a murder? I know there were others. He's an assassin. These weren't the only people he killed. But who? These weren't his only victims. Who are you referring to specifically? Cody Hackins, Your Honor. Cody was murdered by none other than Mr. Morton Dreesen. What makes you say that? He definitely was there, like, right, like, he was there and, like nearby, and, like, act as, like, a person, like to allow Phoenix to, like, you know, look around the crime scene and all that. Like, he was just right there. He's always he was always at the police station. Yeah. Because I was there. I can't prove you killed the 3 people in this case, but you were one of the only handful of people in the room at the time. You just come from the records room where the body is found. Togamera denied shooting Cody, and then the police might actually believe him. Let's trust the convicted murderer, why don't we? It's not only Mandiras you put faith in, but Togamera too. The fact you found the body should have made you a possible suspect in the police's eyes as well. You should have been precluded from ever doing the autopsy. But since Togamera was the obvious guilty party at the time, you got away with it. Now let you leave out any crucial details that might point back to you. Did I? And what do you suggest that was? Here's Mr. Hackett's report from on file. Let's compare it to what else Dreesen wrote. The victim was shot 3 times in the back. Shots were fired at close range with the lower farm outer arm. Okay, the words in the background and the words in the front are a bit confusing. Then I look at it again. It seems to me Cody's report is leaving out some important information. Well, let me stop you. Show the other pages what he has left out. Victim was shot 3 times in the back. Shots were close range, low caliber arm. Any one of the bullets would have proven fatal. Bullets passed through his body into the bookcase behind him. So comparing to the other ones. Specimen was killed between 3 and 4 p.m. October 7th, caused death with a knife wound. Black, killed on December 9th. Killed around 9 p.m. on October 5th. There's nothing about a date, but how do you prove that then? Anyone the bullets would prove fatal. Your Honor, there's a big hole in this testimony. Really, I don't see anything wrong with it. You don't. Like, well, okay, do we need to present, like, the other three? Oh, for the other 3. Okay, one second. Go back and think things through some more. Come on. When I look at it again, it seems to me Cody's report is leaving out some important information. Don't let me stop you. Okay, so we need to present a date. Showing the other pages where he's out. Why we have an option to examine that? Why would we have an option to examine that Cody's report and pointing out on there, and instead of like presenting their ones on here? Okay. Oh, okay. It's examined for the other ones. God damn it. Okay. So, date and time. In every other one of your reports, you leave a time of death. On some of them, it is almost eerily specific. But in Cody's report, for some reason, you left off the time of death. There's no mention of it all, which is odd considering. Oh my. Well, it must have slipped my mind. He'd just been killed recently, so it should have been the easiest of all to pinpoint the time. You boasted about how great you are as a coroner, so why would you just forget that? What's more, you made a very clear point on bullets landing the bookshelf. But why the bookshelf? Why mention that and not the much more necessary hour of death? It was because of your autopsy that you arrested Togamera, and that fits right in with the rest of the story. You doctored the autopsy so that it would point to Togamera and not to you. You need to keep people from knowing that you were the last one to see him alive. Gross negligence indeed, or worse. It doesn't explain exactly why the police, like, say, like, why'd you autopsy the corpse, like, you know. He definitely was one of the first people to find the body, though. I mean, Togamera was only only first suspected person after, like, you know, we used the autopsy report that Morton gave us to pinpoint Togamera. He was still given access to do the autopsy, though. What do you recommend we do? If new information has come to light, we can reopen the investigation. We can even hold him as the lead suspect. This man murdered Cody. He did it in order to frame Togamera so that he would turn on Mandira's. Yeah, literally for Cody's death, like, literally the only way we can prove that he killed Walter Wade Red, didn't it? I bet my life on it. Bailiff, place the witness in custody. He's under arrest for the murder of Mr. Cody Hackins. He is to be held during pending further investigation of the records room murder. In addition, Miss Gladys Porter was only killed the other afternoon. I believe that leaves us ample time to search for traces of you, Mr. Luciano. You best believe that I will not let you on my sight from now on. Dot dot dot. Wow, that's quite a pickle you got me in. Well, vinegar and salt is kind of good. I'm afraid that doesn't sound good for me at all, does it? After all this ruckus, it really was to raise the dead. Oh my gosh, you actually do have the power to raise the dead. Wowee, I was on the bunny. Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, you have, just werewolf teeth. Having fun over there? I swear, it looks like you're gonna take a chunk out of the witness stand right now. I don't think wood is gonna be good for your nutrition. Do you intend to point me into submission? Well, I mean, Phoenix, point now. I'm a body appointed him now. Judge, you too. Trucy, mine appointed him. Shame him. Shame pointing. Shame pointing. Hold on. Don't do anything crazy. Oh, my dear friend. I did not survive this long in my profession by being a pushover. There are so many little tricks I could show you right now. I hope you weren't expecting me to come quietly. Bailiff, restrain him immediately. Don't let him step away from that stand. I'm on it, boss. Oh, hi, Waters. This psychopath murdered my wife. He murdered her sister. That kid and Jameson and Black and all of them. He's not going anywhere. He killed Jameson? Wait, he killed those other ones? Wait. He killed your wife? But like, didn't the microwave allies like think he was dead out there all this time? What? Your wife? Well, isn't that a development? A match made in heaven. Don't you dare talk about her. I'm confused by that development. Oh, I'm sorry. I just love her to death. Hey, I mean it. Waters, don't listen to him. He's just trying to provoke you. I know what I'm doing, man. Just let me get some closure on this. Oh, wait, what is that? Oh, God. Mr. Waters, look out! Help! Get him off of me! Oh, wow. Oh, no, I would advise against that. You know, you kind of look like the judge a bit, actually, with the beard and looking like this, actually. Judge, you should get an eye patch. It looks good on you. I don't imagine I have to make my position clear. Just in case, please draw your attention to where this firearm is pointed. I mean, I don't see a firearm, but I see a gun. A point-blank gun to the temple rarely does the human cranium much good, I'm afraid. That's the neck. That's the neck. You're a coroner and you're getting this wrong. Wow, you're terrible at your job then, actually. If you're good, I'll consider letting it go, but really, to me, it's all the same. So shall I leave it to you whether or not he dies here in front of you all? The detective and I are going to be leaving. It'd be quite unfortunate for him if anyone chose to follow us. Don't anybody move! Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Osirian. Somebody do something! Don't make any sudden movements. Don't want Mr. Waters added to our list of casualties. Smart man. You know now that I've won. I've won a long time ago the moment Dearest turned on me. Nobody betrays me and lives to tell about it. Now he's ruined. Before I do leave. Mr. Wright, a parting gift. Oh, nice. Yay. You must be getting rusty, Luciano. To miss him by such a wide mark. Oh, hi. Let me go! I don't think I will. I don't take orders from you. Okay. I'm dumb, Luciano, not you. You're a traitor to me and the whole family. I really did what you would have. You helped me go behind Michael's back to kill the Cadaverinis. On the dawn, you've been working behind my back, blackmailing me. I could never trust you out there. I knew you'd come back for me. Mr. Medeiros, he's finished. Now hand him over to the police. Luciano's not done as long as he's got a breath in him. He'll always be after me. We can still help you. That's what Jimmy wanted to do, wasn't it? Jimmy, Don't bother, Wright. This man's too far gonna listen to you. Maybe I am. Puke. He's kept with me this far. This is his win, not mine. Add some more blows to him. Carlos Luciano has been placed in police custody. And I believe it is finally time to announce the jury's findings. Oh yeah, I forgot. The jurist. Yeah, we forgot about that, didn't we? Wait, what? The prosecution's ready to hear them. Wait, why are you here, Francisca? Hmm? What's this? Miss Von Karma, why are you back? How about Williamson has stepped out? He can be bothered to return. Oh? I would have thought he'd want to hear the verdict. Is he okay? Well, I heard, like, oh yeah, like... I heard, like Lilian, if the choice about you let Pearl get away was actually here, Francisco would actually have been, like, the person leading the charge here instead of a body for this third trial. I feel it'll be a bit more better now. He's great. I'm not his keeper. He was in good health, no less. I'll see the trial through to the end. Besides, on behalf of Interpol, I have a few words I'd like to say. Dealing with our friend the defendant here. Am I gonna want to hear it? Puff puff. You may be innocent on the charge of murder, but we still haven't enough to arrest you. You are undoubtedly guilty of conspiracy on a massive scale. You're going to jail. Fair enough. Yet you have more value to me than just as prisoner. Detective Dawn, you know valuable information about the rest of the Valley's family. We are prepared to make a deal. The kind where I get out early?
That'll depend on how much you tell us.
Puff. Oof. Yeah, my interests. I'll think about it.
Oh, don't look so glum, Phoenix Wright. It's much more important to us that we eradicate organized crime than to get just one man. He's clearly a terrible leader. Anyhow, they'd never follow him after this.
Luciano was working against me ever since I took over. Never had a chance. Poof. And I'll be a lot safer knowing Interpol's after a lot of them. Heck, why not? They can't do me any worse than Luciano would have.
It's settled then. I look forward to working with you, Mr. Mendez.
Do we have time to think with lawyer before you drag me out? Why are you thanking me since we dragged your reputation to the dirt?
Thank him. I suppose. Go ahead.
I'm not really one for saying this. Look, I've been a loyal pain the whole way. I should have just told you what I knew from the beginning. I've just been so damn paranoid. Couldn't myself to do it. But for some reason, you never gave up. I know you'll still hate me forever, but you're welcome. I'm talking too much. Let's get it over with. This is fine with me? Okay, that's the best closure we're gonna get from him. We've come to the end of our trial. The jurors have delivered their ruling. The charge of murder, I find the defendant, Francisco Mendez, not guilty. Confetti for a dawn. Court is adjourned. And thus, the case has come to a close. To me, it feels a bit anticlimactic. That's just probably just some me writer brain going, it's fine enough, but yeah, it could be a bit more. Yeah, that's just my complaints though. I just want a many.
Yeah, we did it!
Yeah.
Woohoo, go Dad!
All a day's work. Days, weeks, months, your whole life. Technically you started dealing with this for an entire year or so.
You're being modest. Solving 4 murders is nothing to sneeze at. You've earned your pay for once.
For once. Let's not. Okay, so well, I mean, like this. We basically Phoenix basically solved Deal 6 incident all by himself. Well, with me as help, but no one else knows that, so shut up. Then it was all like him being under pressure by an assassin, like, you know, taking hostage Maya, and like a famous actor, and all of that. Hopefully he got good pay. Probably not, because, you know, his client literally just, you know, was blackmailing him, so he didn't get any money. Then third case, basically saw another one where like the whole thing about the Fae Masters and all that, all said and done. He's earned more than his normal pay. Okay, shush you, Francisca. You're smarmy. I love you for it, but stop. For once, Franzi.
I'm giving you a compliment. Don't you try your luck.
I'm just doing what I was meant to do. We stopped an innocent man from being convicted of murder. Innocent.
Innocent, very loosely speaking.
Okay. He didn't kill those people. Not Luciano, not Mr. Black or Miss Porter. And not Jimmy. We got who did. That was the truth we wanted us to find. Mystery to solve.
I think you'd be very happy with the work you did. I know I am. You really made it through to the end.
It's weird knowing, like, we don't know a single thing about Jimmy, and we actually only, like, really realized he existed. Like, what was it? Like, from the third case, like, once, met him once there, then once, we met him once in the fourth case, we got extended time with him there, but, like, we don't really know a single thing about him, though. I wouldn't have made it this far without you, kid.
You got that right, old man. Without me, you'd still be on the office couch sobbing like a baby.
Okay. I never did that.
It's okay, I'll keep it our little secret.
I was in the room of 4 of all the people you just told.
I'm glad you kept at it to the end, Nick. Mr. Mendez is the only one you managed to save. If you hadn't, who knows what would have happened or become me or Pearl. Are you be alright about her?
Better with you two around. It doesn't feel right. Like it's still unresolved. Yeah, that's what I feel. Maybe that's the weird feeling I'm actually getting, actually.
It doesn't always work that way. There's so many things I wish I could ask my birth father.
Yes, I know. Oh yeah, he was a douche. He was a dick. And there's actually no reason as to why that thinking about that is. He literally just here's my daughter, Phoenix, take good care of her. Then years later just comes back like time to ruin ruin Trucy's new father's life and make her life even more miserable now. Wow. Wow, they never explained that. I've only seen someone like have their own idea like, of how to like address that conflict and make it work, and it sounds way much better. Literally just have like there's a small detail that Trucy like kind of helped with like working, like making sure like she helped with winning like poker games. Literally you can just have Christoph Gavin say that to Shady Smith, or like Zach Ramari, and like say like, oh, Phoenix Wright is manipulating your daughter to like get ahead in life and all that. Like, yeah, that would point to that, but the game doesn't say that. I don't even think it even hints at it really. It just brings that up like the very first case, but doesn't bring it up for the last. It just brings up that Shady Smith just ruined Phoenix's life for no reason. Yay. I would have liked for her to have been here. She could have used the closure. I don't think she would have come here if we let Pearl run free though. What was that? I actually think I heard that the one thing I know that would have changed definitely here in this scenario, that is the one thing I knew from the very beginning is that if we let Pearl get free, we get to that scene where like Lucy, Carl Luciano held someone hostage. I think actually a body would have showed up. Like, Francisco would have taken the charge here in the trial instead, but a body would come up here no matter what, and then he would die. Getting a hold on Luciano, actually. I would have liked for her to have been here. She could have used the closure. We're not forgetting Pearl, Nick. Not now, not ever. I mean, you can just keep visiting her in the detention center until she gets, out. Attempted murder is not the same thing as murder in terms of charges, so she gets a more reduced sentence. Have you known me to be one to give up? No. Yeah, the whole flyers, yeah. We know where she is. It's not where I'd like her to be now, but we found her. She might not want to talk to us. No, she might not. But she's an adult now. She can choose that if she wants. The most we can do is let her know we're here and hope she comes back. You're taking this better than I thought you would, actually. I need to be strong, Nick, for the people I love. Thank you, Maya. We can still make amends. It's not the same as it was before, not by a long shot. I have faith we'll be together again, someday. And I'll be there to see it with you. Hey, what'd I miss? Oh, hi, Waters. You guys better not be playing on anything without me, but I thought you hated Phoenix, though, Waters. Won't dream of it. You're part of the team. Hey, aren't you hurt? Didn't you get stabbed? Oh yeah, I thought that was a knife, but then, Luciano pulled out a gun? Okay, I was a bit confused about that by the end. Nah, no sweat. It was just a flesh wound. I'm pretty sure that's what all wounds are. That's why the knife just barely grazed my knee. He aimed for the knee? I'm okay, just somebody help me up. Okay. Regardless, I think we should get you to the hospital. Fine. You guys have your celebration without me. Just have the party at a diner or something like that. Just take it to the after party at his hospital room and just make a big ruckus for other patients there. Nonsense. We'll get takeout. I hear Dr. Eldoon still runs a little side business. And without you, Mr. Waters, you're crazy. Now I gotta go to the hospital with you and celebrate there. Oh, shucks, you're too good to me. We'll help you there, Daddy. You and Miss Von Carmack can get those noodles. Actually, you go ahead. I'll catch up. Where do you think you're going? There's somebody I need to find. I'll meet up with you later. Oh yeah, Abadia. Okay, we'll be at the clinic, waiting for you. Don't take too long, man. And don't forget the noodles. I'm starving. He probably hasn't left the courthouse yet. Hope I can catch up with him before he does. Reverse shot of the defenses area. Is it just me, or is the painting different than those years ago? I mean, sure, I know they could have changed paintings and atmosphere and decor, but still, that painting, it was the best part of it, and now you changed to this. I'm pretty sure this is literally just the defenses area. I actually never paid too much attention to it. I'm getting reminded of the first game all over again. Man, the moods of the first 3 games are is something else to behold. based on the music and just general just how the game looks in the atmosphere. I was trying to think about like the first game is all like had like almost everything be like in browns, like light or light or dark. The second game was a bit more, I guess, a bit more bright. The third one like was the same bright, but there's like grays in there as well. The thing that comes to mind is really just well, it's also like the third like it was like bright with restaurant. I don't know how to describe the two and the third games. I just started noticing it just like the first game has a different feel. The other ones, yeah. Well, it is the first of a series. I'm just getting used to all of it. There he is. What's he doing all alone? Williamson, we were looking for you. What for? We're going out to celebrate. Want to come? I shouldn't. I have other business. Like what? Why not? The big case is over. You helped just as much as the rest of us. Paperwork. You don't realize what I nearly did. Nearly? Oh, I already know. Here. What is this? Read it. This is... Wait, this is a conversation between Mandirius and another assassin. This would have proved... That conversation never happened. Wait, you didn't? Yes, and no. I never presented to the court. What the hell you put me through? Okay, no, okay, yeah, no, screw you, Jesus. You? Of all people, you forged this? I did. You big hypocrite of a man. Yesterday, when I asked you to throw the case, I had that prepared as a backup plan. I wanted so much to see Mr. Jameson's killer put away forever. Then I realized it would have spent everything he'd worked for. Disgrace, Mr. Wright, a filthy liar and the biggest hypocrite who ever lived. Yes, you are. You would have worked it all out. If only you trusted me from the beginning. Yeah, actually. Thinking about it when you put it that way. Everything would have been resolved. Or made things even more smoother, actually. If only. You must understand that I can never trust myself a prosecutor again. Entire career built on trying to protect the truth and seek justice. 35 years and destroyed it all in one day. But you didn't. I would have if you hadn't convinced me to do otherwise. There's nothing more for me in this line of work. Yeah, if you have, like, if almost everything you do, like, is based on one person, a person you, like, suck to, like, seek to, like, ruin their life or, like, just paint them a bad light, and only their words, like, paint you to, like, do this, it's kind of bad. I need to work my thoughts on it a bit more, like, geez, I just don't like you still. You definitely are realistic, but still, no, bad Obadia. Once Luciano's trial is over, I plan to turn in my badge. I don't deserve it. Well, a few fan games are doing the whole thing of prosecutors quitting, huh? Never thought I would see myself dropped to such lows. I mean, I guess it would make more sense because if this game took place in like Dual Destinies timeline, but this is overlapping it, so there's a plot point like Dual Destiny Spirit of Justice, and the chief prosecutor is like reviewing over every single prosecutor, like to find find the good ones and weed out the bad ones, the corrupt ones. But you didn't go as far as you might have. There was a moment a few days ago where I considered lying to cover for Pearl. To be honest, it's a completely different thing. That was your test, after all. You just made it through your own test. That's a different matter entirely, in my opinion. I didn't realize I was being tested. Neither did I. Do we ever, really? No, I suppose not. Be as it may, I think it is best to remove myself from the bench. Well, that's your choice. Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I will have to turn down your offer to join you tonight. But, thank you for everything. Not at all. Maybe some other time. I'm gonna miss this job. It's what I was made for. At least I can see the new generation is in good hands. I know you'll do them well. I do my best, and leave Apollo out of it. Mr. Wright, if it's not too much to ask, Because maybe the last week is a prosecutor. I'm hoping that just one last time. It's okay. I understand. Ready? Together, okay? Oh yeah, that, of course. Yes. I guess it's not a really big secret that I'm, what was that? I'm not a big fan of this fan game. Like, I've been kind of like giving my own criticism and all that throughout it. So we won and all, but that knife basically took me out of action. Sorry to say, but I'm officially a casualty of war. They got me on death duty for a real long time while I heal. At least get to tell the story to all the new rookies. Yeah, I used to be a hotshot detective like you, but then I took a knife to the... Detective, you're supposed to be working in your physical therapy. You know I said I want you out on the field again by next week? Okay, so maybe it wasn't that bad. It did sound pretty awesome when I said it, right? Knife to the knee. Oh god. The voice of me. It just feels there's a lot of missed opportunities and like things they should have expanded on here. Yes. Life would be mighty quiet around here with only us two out here. It was a right interesting few days while lasted. Can deny that. Jane said she wanted me to take up being a lawyer again, but I had to turn her down. I did not have all the attention on us 24/7. Mind games can be fun, but I prefer the kind that doesn't make me a target. I do still have a few secrets left no one should know. Or do I? I mean, yes. Yes, you do. Best character, though. Those two are the best characters. I think they're actually the most fully realized characters in the entire case, and I think game, actually. I just felt a bit iffy about a lot of the stuff here. There's a different thing with Kids at the Core, because I was having an absolute blast going through that game. I think almost everything there, like, besides like some smaller like things which I think could have been handled a bit differently. Like I think the game is way better. And there's like some things with Trials of the Justice, which it's like almost the same that Containment Court had. It's like a more simplified version of it though. People ask me if I ever thanked Mr. Wright, and I say, why should I? He would have come after me if I didn't maneuver him into standing up for me. So truly, all the credit should go to me. Thank you, me. You did well. He'll be boring from now on with nobody to play with. He was a fun toy for a while. I do graduate in just a year, so there's time to consider that. Yes, I think I would consider that. Oh, have a good life, you. Not trusting a single person. There are some cool ideas in here, like Mark Waters being like a detective, like you betray the detective, like think it's framed it, but it's definitely not him. The person you believe to be like the true culprit, like who has so much evidence pointed to it, like they handled that so well. The case 2 and all that was really well handled. The jury system though, and you think more about that. I still think it'd be fine to, like, I guess, experiment with, like, I guess, that sort of thing. I feel like you can make a mystery story where there's still ambiguity and all that. Case closed, looks like. I knew Mr. Wright could do it. It'd be nice having him back with us now on. There really is this crazy thing how everybody seems to get back together when he's around. He's with Blue. Yipe! We found Stephen Jameson's killer. Interpol will be pleased to have results. Calicio will be in the custody of international police forever. Her revised family's finished. That was the end we needed. And Phoenix Wright helped it be that way. And me too, sir. Yes, and you too. Lily just reintroduced with actually like no differences. It's been like 7 years and like there was no big fanfare about it or anything like that. It was just like oh, he's here. Okay, anyway, back to the case. There's a bunch of weird like decisions. But I know you keep like pacing on track for certain things and all that. But it feels like it can be tweaked to make things better. Like Luciano, then I'm like this whole thing, like it felt like he could have like pretended to be like, you know, nonchalant and like has nothing to do with it for a bit longer until like there was some reason to be alarmed, or like, you know, a reason to be like think like he's being back in the corner being smug about it. But yeah, wow, I'm not even sure where the agency will head from here. Think of the possibilities. Right, there are lots of young inspiring attorneys out there looking for work. Yes. Tell you Dad to keep a lookout for someone. Maybe get a woman here so I'm not alone. I can tell I still have a lot of training to be a proper leader. Did you know that there's a kingdom of Karain? Maybe I should head there to find out more about my roots. Wait, you're saying like this game is to take place in between like actual dual destinies and that? That's literally where you're gonna go? I thought this was taking place like a different timeline where that ever happened though. Okay. And actually, in seeing that, actually, Kingdom Corraine, was that added after the fact? Like, as an update? Something like that? Because it feels like that kind of almost dates this game a bit. Like, not in a bad way, just like, it feels like this game was so much longer there. The sentence was decided as I shall be freed. They proved I did not murder the assassin because he was not dead. You're back out, huh? I owe everything to my brave man and his friends. Thank you to everyone. You may come to my diner always and you'll be received any meal for free. Stop by any time and you will really spice up me day. I completely forgot his voice. Yeah, that's that too, like, I feel like there should have been, like, some, like, closure for him instead of, you know, just him getting a line here in the ending credits sort of deal. I think his name is Suspicion for that Ghost Train Detective. I need to play that game. Like, that's the thing, that game is on my radar. That game is definitely my radar. I don't know a single thing about it besides main character is dead and a ghost. And, yeah, figure out how you die, I'm assuming, and all that. But I want to do that. I need to buy a DS capture card and get that running. And I think it's other games to go through and play. Ooh, that'd be something cool, like, to branch out more. Ooh, those Legend of Zelda games are good. Oh, maybe that'd be something to do. At this point, my whole channel is all about, like, I guess, like, a tiny bit about replaying, like, and reminiscing about old games I loved and played. I'll try. It's basically just just reminiscing times. My days of prosecutor are over. In the end, perhaps this is for the better. I lived for prosecuting until now. Especially in these recent years, it was my singular obsession. Maybe time to find a new passion. I'll continue my pursuit for the truth in a new way. Learn from my mistakes of the past. If Phoenix Wright ever need an ally, I'll be there waiting for his call. So, you could work as a detective or something like that. Inspiration to the court. Like, I don't mean to be harsh like that. Like, there's some cool stuff in here, but I do think Detective Court is better, at least in my rankings. It just feels like there's a lot of, like, things that don't really work too well and, like, lowers it down to me. Even with, like, even though, like, Trials of the Justice was not completely finished, this, you know, finale case for that was, like, you know, abandoned, it's not going to be finished. I feel like this game is lower than that. Even though there's some cool ideas in here. Like, yeah, like, those ideas, like, I just like them in concept. I'm trying to think about it. And what was it? I feel like, I think, like, you know, having a close character be, a murderer and, like, the whole thing of, like, main character, like, wondering if he should lie or not. I think that's a cool idea. Like, honestly. I just wish they executed a tiny bit better. And oh god, don't close it. Don't close it once more. Don't close it one more again. Please? Okay. What is this? Take as much time as you like, ma'am. I'll be waiting right outside. Ma'am? Thank you. It might be a while. I'm kidding, there's a lot to talk about. You don't have to stand so far over by the wall. Oh. Oh, Maya. Can you ever forgive me? Do you forgive me? Is it even possible? I don't know why you're asking me that. There's a lot of things I did poorly. Maybe that's why some things happen the way they did. I can be a real idiot sometimes, I know that. But I want you to know that everything I did was to protect you. And Nick, you should have seen him at the trial. He worked so hard to make sure that they can never threaten you again. We both did our best to keep you safe, that's all we wanted. Maybe that's not what you want anymore. If it's not, just say so and I'll leave. I need to fix my own life. And I'll let you do that. Now that I know the truth, I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy. Even if that means giving you up. I'm so sorry, Pearly. I didn't want any of this to turn out this way. I'll be going now. Wait. Please wait. I'm waiting. You can't protect me, not even for myself. I need to learn how to do that on my own. But I could use some help. I love you, Pearly. You know you have it. And it closed. That was a nice way to leave things off, though. I wonder how it would have been different in the other way then. Oh, it would have been so cool if I did a CG for that. Like, why'd you leave it like a bit ambiguously that was Maya talking to Pearls there? Hmm. And that's like I think another thing to me. It feels like it doesn't feel like it closes like really like conclusively. Not even a way of like there's closure like but there's ambiguity. But like you can write a story where like things ambiguously but still be satisfying. I mean, I've seen other mystery games like all about find the truth and all that doing it. I even like practice like writing a story, which the whole point was to be ambiguous of what happened, and I still like finding a way to like make it more conclusive or let's like there's some closure involved with it. Let me just pull this the game back up again, and that was all Turnabout into the Unknown. From here on, this AU of the story will go into new branches of territories. I wish there was a CG of like I guess Maya like comforting Pearl and chances are there too. Been great actually. I mean there was a whole CG of like Trucy, Maya, and Phoenix like comforting each other in the like defendant lobby. All that was good. Like there's some cool beats in here, but it doesn't fully flesh them out by the end. Hmm. Trying to think of some other things and all that. Like there's a lot of like issues to this like fan game in some way for me anyway. Not even just like for some characters which I dislike. Like even though like I don't like a body, but mostly just a person. He's a fine character. And, like he points at himself, like the some of the stuff is like bad. And even then, I still love characters who do bad things or who are like also annoying, and were made to be annoying. It's not even just that. Just like something else going under the hood. Like we learn all about like I guess the whole it seems like it wants to skip some beats and not be like it's like rushing to the end almost. At the same time, like there's a lot of things you need to throw in your head and you only have a weirdly you do a specific way to do things. Like that's just an issue like inherent to like almost all mystery games. At some point you need to think of the way to developer in some way, shape, or form. Like just how you write things or like try to hint at things more, like it's gonna become depending on how you like prompt the player to like answer things. There's a lot of situations here like more than Contempt of Court actually in like Trials of the Justice. Like there's only like a few handful of times where I had to actually look it up. Actually thinking about it, I never had to look up a single thing in Trials of the Justice. One or two times like trying to think of like ways to how to continue in Contempt of Court, mostly just because I'm just small details like like stuff like similar to this one where I'm present a possibility by presenting a piece of evidence here, even though there isn't prompted at all. That was like I remember like once that happened in the second case about yeah I'm proposing that something was a suicide, like proposing it could be, but then afterwards the people prosecution there mentions that it couldn't be a suicide based on autopsy evidence of this and all that stuff like that. Hmm. There's definitely like they could have like narrowed the scope a tiny bit down, like actually like anchor some things, like put more details and like some like evidence and all that to make sure things go smoothly and all that. Like, yeah. That's all I really have to say though. It's definitely been a fun time going through this and just like thinking back on this all now. Like I can definitely see why I found this final case a bit more forgettable, but I will say that I'm sad of my own like old younger self that I forgot Finnegan Hood and Jane Hood to that extent. I knew I enjoyed them that much, but like wow we Golly Jubilakers, they're great. They're the best characters of this case. I liked them the most of the whole game. Uh, I'm thinking about it like yeah, the third case like was a bit forgettable as well to me. The fourth case, oh, it's another. That's like actually like the case a big highlight. Second case two, first case tutorial is a bit it's you know what it is, like it's a tutorial case, like get used to and all that. But there could be definitely ways you can like spice up the tutorial way, the tutorial case to be still in line with the story and also be like a good hook. I mean, just look at Apollo Justice. Like that game's hook is great. I guess in some extent you can say that with Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Actually, what was it? Dual Destinies, like tutorial case, like it has an interesting hook. But as you go along, it just kind of it's like very like the whole Dual Destinies game is meant to be like a fresh start for people who are new to it. So that's why like things are written to be very handholdy. And just rewatching it slowly now, I can definitely see myself getting, just find myself a tiny bit, like, annoyed, a tiny bit frustrated. Mostly just like, why it has to be like this way. In Spirit of Justice, like, wow, they just get that right in there actually, and like, wow, I remember having a blast with that game. And the story beats, like, I wish they did some things better. Some characters are just left to the wayside. Advertise Maya to be in there, but she's just in there for like, I think, two cases out of them, and like she's just like the back burner for most of it. Yeah, I'm just complaining about the whole rest of the series now. Oh boy, these are all my strong opinions, not reminiscent of the series as a whole. My opinion. Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually still glad I went through this fan game though. I made a whole conscious choice to like go through these fan games just to relive the old past after literally going through these before without going through games and other stories just completely passively, not thinking critically about them. I definitely got some more insight in this game though. Hmm. Some things have been better, but there's definitely some cool stuff in here. Look at that. And those moments were definitely the biggest and the most funnest times I'd gone through it. Again, just like thinking Mark Waters was the true culprit in the second case of Sir Galante and going through that, and then proving he was there the crime and had a motive in doing all that, but then finding out that he actually had a good reason for lying and like trying to hide that same truth. Like that was good. And what was it? The third case's gimmick about, I guess, all internet forums and all that, the IP chart, that was good, but also it's a tiny bit of well, of course, like the game was experimenting with like being more outlandish characters instead of like more realism stuff. All the characters in that one are supposed to be like outlandish, and a bit annoying actually. Literally, like the first case, it's a filler almost because that one lady just saying she saw something when she didn't. And fourth case, like there was a lot going on there actually, but they left Iris high and dry too. She was defended, but nothing was resolved with her. She's just there. I'm so sad she's not a part of the rest of the series. Addressed on it all. With the whole spoiler thing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm going around circles and talking about this. So I think that's all I have to say. If anything more comes up, I'll bring it up for next time I go through Turnabout Substitution. I don't know how soon I'll get to that right now. I feel like depending on like both how school goes right now currently and like maybe branching out to like maybe it's like trying some other games. Like depends on how sooner or later I get to Turnabout Substitution. But Turnabout Substitution for the time being is gonna be planned to be my last like Phoenix Wright fan game unless something else comes up that interests me. There's a few times like that some things interest me, but then I kind of just pushed away from it because there's something that irked me about it, just how it is, and yeah, I'm just gonna go through Turnabout Substitution, which I know I love, but also know there's gonna be some writing problems, or at least some weird stuff in there pacing wise, just like how some certain things are written and all that. I could think of like one or two top of my head, but like that game has some good atmosphere. It's a one case fan game, and oh boy, I still remember fondly the last one. And I know there's one part of the game which I've not seen many tackle. If some people did, then I haven't seen it. Something about phone calls, and those bits. I'm so excited to see how they tackle it. Even if it's not going to be something extensive, as it's optional, but I'm looking forward to how those add to it. I'm actually looking forward to that greatly, and we'll see how Turnabout Substitution, the last of this whole 4 game run I planned out from last year, actually thinking about it now, like almost like, yeah, like 2020 or 21. I can't remember when. I'll have to look that up later. Oh boy, it's all coming to fruition as the finale. Literally as the Rise of the Ashes versions of Apollo Justice, his 5th case. Gosh, Apollo Justice was done dirty here, and the rest of the other games. Dang it, I feel so bad for him. And just hopefully they'll make up for it a tiny bit. Yeah. Gosh, I remember looking up the game just to like find something else, and I found that. Then went down this whole crusade these other games. Seems almost fitting to end it off right for that game, huh? It's a great substitution for things at the time when Dual Destinies and Justice came out, and it was so long before we can ever see Spirit of Justice again. and actually a great substitution to like get into more like Phoenix Wright stuff, and then leading out whole this whole fan verse. It's a nice beginning, and it'll be a nice ending for all this, wouldn't you say? But leave us off for some other time. So, for fun time watchers as I am playing this, hope to see me next time, what time may be, and I'll hope you fantastic day.